Good stretches. Hello, way travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is, once again, fairy bread, because the kids demanded it. It's very sugary, but, you know, hey, we like sweet things around here. But let's see, who is it? It looks like, oh, it's Emily who's available today as well. For a full service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. Today is going to be part 2 of my Shadowrun Hong Kong playthrough. We started off last time with our brother learning some very hard lessons about who the cops really serve, scrubbing our corporate identities away, and hauling up with a couple of Shadowrunners who got pulled into that deep shit with us. What do we do now? What happened to our father? And who in the world is living in the ship's engine room? All this and more will be revealed soon as we continue with Shadowrun Hong Kong. As always, I'll also be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as a regular old conversation, so don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. Let's see. Yeah, sorry for the late start this morning. After yesterday's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stream, I tried to fix some things about my computer, and particularly how that game is running. But I ended up breaking things instead. I don't know why. It's one of those things that if I'm being asked to fix somebody else's stuff, I can fix it 99% of the time. Good to go. That 1%, I can just shrug, and it's fine as it was before. It's no worse for wear. But for whatever reason, when it comes to my own computer, a lot of the time I just end up busting things if I try to fix them. Or realistically, I was messing with files I should not have been messing with, and caused the way that my graphics card was interacting with a lot of things to just fundamentally break down, which resulted in me having to reinstall a bunch of games, clear out a bunch of shader caches, re-download those, force some INI files to be re-downloaded. I even did like a full repair install of Windows, which then required me to resync all of my Bluetooth stuff, including my controller and my headset, which doing so turned the headset's microphone back on, thus messing up the audio quality in OBS, which was now trying to use the VoIP channel on my head. You get the idea. Things rolled downhill very, very fast, but here we are, ready to play a gorgeous game with some terrible consequences on the line. So, let's get to it, shall we? I am also doing my best to provide voices for everyone in this game. Minions and non-main characters are probably going to be very generic, wise guy voices. But I'm trying to give a unique voice to every named character. But this is only the second episode, so those aren't necessarily completely locked in. Heoi, it's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if its wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. Oh. Alright, well, I guess we'll come back to that later then. Oh. Let's see. Again, it's weird that we've got our own bunk room to ourselves. Like, this is, quite frankly, really nice for shipboard accommodations. Hey, alright, let's see, where did I put his voice? He was supposed to be grumbly and a little bit raspy, so he was more...
Hey, Sheela. Hey, Sheela. I've got some things I gotta take care of here. Let's talk later.
I think that was what I did with him. Get upstairs. And I wanted Isabelle to have, like, I considered giving her a French accent, and even sort of tried for Liverpudlian, but she always ended up going back to a bit of a Scottish accent. Just very, very quietly. Come back later, madam. I'm busy. And hopefully my audio balance is a little bit better this time, so that I don't get my softer voices don't get lost, you know. Hey, Seattle. I'm not really in the mood to hang out right now. Heavy stuff going down, you know. Yeah, it'll be fine. For the time being, I'd rather be alone. We'll talk later, though. Very breathy, very ratty for Gobbet, because she is a rat shaman. And we don't have access to the engine room yet. It is a tough call in this game whether Gobbet is my favorite character or if the person living downstairs is my favorite character. I want to go to sleep quite yet. Let's check our stash real quick. Okay. Good. Nothing to drop off. The cot in your cabin is neatly made with crisp-looking sheets and an insulated plastic blanket. A fine layer of dust coats its surface. Been a long time since anybody slept here. Fan-fucking-tastic. Like, genuinely, honestly, like, this room is fucking enormous. This is like a 10 by 10, a 15 by 15, with its own head. Oh my goodness. You climb into the cot and worm your way under the sheets. They've been starched stiff as boards. You've slept beneath worse. Lice and bed bugs that plagued your old prison cell are mercifully absent here. And the salt air is fresher than the rancid stink of the Redmond Barrens. The moment your head hits the pillow, exhaustion sets in. You can barely keep your eyes open. Sleep washes over you like a warm bath, and everything goes black. Oh. Hey, Weather! How are you doing today? Resting 'cause no work. Fair enough, fair enough. I have mostly recovered from the gig that I did a couple of days ago, but I still have shin splints over it. I had to wear a new pair of steel-toed boots while working, and ooh, the front muscle on my shins is just still sore over that. The dream is suffocating. The shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway, and the teeth. I'll give you some teeth. Ah. There it goes. I was like, okay, well, I know it's coming. Good water, good water. Thank you very much for the hydration. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly.
Sheela. Come on, Sheela, wake up. We gotta go talk to Kindly. The others have already left.
That was one rough night. Duncan lets your shoulder go. Cocks a thumb at the hatch.
We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you up for a while now. We're thrashing around in your sleep.
Glad you did. I was having one hell of a nightmare. He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck.
Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. Had a bad dream last night, too.
What about? He shrugs.
I never remember my dreams all that well. Probably motion sickness. I'm not used to sleeping on a boat. Woke up a little while ago and hit the head. Came back and woke you.
You also went back to playing SRW 30 just now. Ooh, yeah. Super Robot Wars is super duper fun. I was playing it on stream for a little while, but the side work of it got to be more than the main game of it for me. So I didn't feel like it was entertaining streaming content, but it is a great game nonetheless. You doing okay?
I'll survive.
His finger hits a knot. He winces.
Man, nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something, though. This is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe that Ray is dead.
You only wish it wasn't cutting to black in between attack and defend animations. Feels cheap, to be honest. That's fair, that's fair. What makes you say that?
Think about it. That statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. That surveillance footage? We never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by straight gunfire.
His passion is intense, but contained. Focused.
Raymond's alive, Sheela. I know it.
Well, thank you very much, Weather. I appreciate that. I'm trying to use this game to flex my voice acting a bit more. There is one character who we have yet to meet who is one of my two favorite characters in the game that I'm not sure what I'm going to do for his voice yet, but I'm going to find something. Oh, actually, I think I do know what I'm going to do for his voice now that I think about it. But we'll get there when we get there. You make a good case, Officer Wu. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect.
Should have been a detective instead of a headbuster, right?
His smile fades.
God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again. Squatting. A stinking trawler. My partner's gone. Raymond's gone. Hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. And now I can't even go to sleep and hide from it all without having a nightmare.
His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it.
What else is gonna be taken away from me?
I kind of want to use the first answer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. You still have that piercing you got in Tacoma?
I had to drop that. Hygiene issues.
Blue struggles to smile. He fails.
The hell did we fall into here, Sheela? I mean, what's coming next?
Isn't it obvious? Look around. We're sinless, living in the shadows, dealing with criminals. Blue is silent for a moment. All you get is a blank expression.
You're thinking of becoming a Shadowrunner.
He says it without judgment. Just a statement of fact. I think we already are Shadowrunners.
I think.
He stops and crosses his arm. Considers.
I think this whole thing has been a blur. I haven't been able to really stop and think for a second.
He shakes his head slowly, lets out a groan.
This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a cop.
That was then. This is now. He drops his hands into his hips. Takes a couple of deep breaths.
That's right. That's right. Like Ray always said.
Oh, I'm not going to do the first one. That would be too mean. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls. Others build windmills. He chuckles, finally.
Raymond never said that. That was our housekeeper, Miss Maloney.
She had it tattooed on her back, right? How'd you see it?
Don't mess with me, woman. You know I've got anger management issues.
He checks his watch.
Gobbet and Isabel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what that triad lady has to say.
Kindly Chung is hello? Gonna be the hardest one for me to hold because I have watched way too many martial arts films that were poorly dubbed in the 1960s and 70s. And so there's a voice that my brain wants to do for her, but it would not be appropriate for me to do that voice. If you've ever seen Kung Fu Hustle, The lion lady, the landlady, her voice would be amazing for Kindly Chung. But yeah, again, not happening. Where are we being led to here? But thankfully, this is Hong Kong, so I can get away with doing a haughty British lady voice, and that works for her. I'm having to relearn. Oh, it was right here. I'm having to relearn my way around this place. Kindly's place reeks of stale cigar smoke and fresh urine. The clicking of mahjong tiles is strangely absent. In its place is a low murmur of laughter and an air of eager anticipation. All eyes are focused on the groaning figure kneeling bloody and bound at the feet of Kindly Chung. She beckons to him with her finger and her struggles, and he's... Oh, blah, blah, blah. Let's try that again from the top. She beckons to him with her finger, and he struggles towards her. Loud rustling of plastic tarp crackling beneath his knees as he moves. His pants are wet with fear, and a acetylene torch lies on the table at Chung's right hand. Kindly Chung ignores the scene. She behaves as if all is right in the world. How did you... No. Upper class British. How did you sleep, my little ones? I'm not convinced on it. We're still experimenting with the voices here. I have to think very chin up with her. How did you sleep, my little ones? There being so much racism against accents from Asian places, as well as the whole notion of putting them all into the same pot, I do believe one voice act like Chinese accent. One can voice act like Chinese accent. It's just there is so much burned bridges with it. Yeah, that's very much the thing. Given time, doing that sort of an accent would be, I think, more acceptable. But with the way that the world is right now and the way that the last few decades have gone, it would not be appropriate for me to do so. However, I do have ancestral connections in, Western Europe, so, trying to figure out sort of a British Hong Kong accent for her works well enough. And I will be throwing a German accent in a little bit later, because, again, there's a specific character coming up that I have an idea for. How did you... No, it's, okay, so let's see. Oh, her voice came so easily to me the last time when I dropped it into, I don't actually know how to do a Polish accent. If she was Russian, it would be very, very easy for me. The Russian accent is very, very easy. Меня зовут Sheela Ortalis. This is a language I know how to speak a little of. But, that's neither here nor there. British accent should be up here. So, yes. Alright, I'll fall into it with her in... I feel like her voice should be a little bit squeaky and creaky. But yeah. How do we want to answer her? How did you sleep, my little ones? Such an interesting question. Could be truthful with her, not too well. I had a bad dream. No, we'll go with... No, that's too informal. We'll go with not too well, Auntie Chung. Had a bad dream. You register a brief hesitation before she responds. Oh, you poor darling. Perhaps it's the food here. I understand it can be a bit too spicy for outsiders. Still, a bad dream is a better way to spend the night than getting a bullet in the ear while you sleep. She flicks a mahjong tile at the kneeling man's head. Wouldn't you agree, shitbird? She indicates the kneeling man with an incline of her nose. Shitbird here is a plainclothes cop. He snuck into the area last night while you were sleeping, hoping to find you and kill you before his competition got to you first. My men found him outside the trawler you were sleeping on. They saw to it that your rest was undisturbed and that your location remained a mystery. She nods her head back towards the pillar of meat standing behind her. You can thank Mr. Bow for that. We're gonna nod at Strangler. Bow inclines his head, 1/4 of an inch. Kindly addresses the bloody man on his knees. Now, Shitbird, tell my friends here what you told me. And this guy's just a generic mook, so he gets a generic mook funny voice.
I don't know anything, I swear. We just got the orders last night.
He pushes his head towards you and woo from the floor, struggling to keep his balance.
Somebody high up wants these two dead. The whole department is in on it. I don't know anything else.
Someone from up high? The old woman lifts her foot, taps his chin with the tip of her shoe. How high? The cop looks up at her, looks around the room, filled with triad soldiers. One of them opens his coat and shows the cop something inside. He closes it slowly and winks. The cop drops his head to his chest.
All the way up. It's someone on the council.
Someone on the executive council wants these two dead. Chung spits on him with a sneer. Fuck your ancestors to the 18th generation. Give me the truth. The cop wears the spittle. He never lifts his head.
It's the truth, madam. I swear it. Whoever it was labeled them as terrorists. We're to terminate with extreme prejudice.
Kindly Chung shuffles closer to the kneeling cop, reaches down and strokes his head with her hand. Then she slowly digs her fingers into his scalp. She pulls back hard until his chin points high. The triad boss leans in close and searches his eyes with her own. That's all he's got. She lets go of his head and smooths his buzzed-cut hair from her hand. For whatever reason, last night someone on the Executive Council of the Free Enterprise Zone ordered the Hong Kong police force to kill two nobodies from Seattle. I find that interesting, don't you? Yes, but why the need to label us international terrorists? She strokes the policeman's cheek with the back of her hand. Her rusty voice becomes sweet as she explains the ways of the world. Propriety, my darling. When the government has someone gunned down, they prefer to make it appear justified. People feel safer when their murders feel like part of civilization. My, but you have definitely fallen into the deep end of the pool. Seattle isn't like Hong Kong. There, the megacorps control the government. Here, the corps are the government. The exec council is chosen by the corporate board of directors. Basically the legislative and executive branches of the Hong Kong government in one tiny package. 8 people, all the shots. Neat and efficient. Kindly Cheng steps back from the cop and lights one of her thin black cigars. From the rage slaves and the civilian sheep, corporations are a pantheon of gods who wield absolute power. She looks around the room. It's not for us. The triad woman takes a long pull from her cigar, taps her ash onto the kneeling man's head. Who else knows about my guest's visit to Heoi, shitbird?
No one, madam. I hadn't called it in yet. I wanted the kill for myself. No one knows they're here. I swear it.
She turns to her and forces her. Mr. Bao? Bao fiddles with the PDA in his meeting hand. Oh, this guy has a super deep voice. Let me just...
Yeah, he's telling the truth. No outgoing calls on his PDA.
Very good. Thank you, Bao. She nods at the cop. Thank you for your honesty. In one smooth motion, Strangler Bao produces a silenced pistol, fires it once into the policeman's head, and replaces it in his jacket. His face never changes expression. Looks like the triads can be just as efficient. Cheng takes a drag on her cigar.
Yes, my darling.
She balances her cigar on a shot glass, honestly impressive, picks up some mahjong tiles and begins playing with them absently. It is clear our friend Raymond Black was up to something involving the walled city. Something to do with prosperity. And this executive council member wanted Raymond dead for it. She stacks her tiles one by one. Click-clack.
Now they want you dead for it, too. Like, this plastic-faced man may show up on your door one day, too.
She knocks the pile over, and it clatters to the table loudly.
I have a proposal for you, my sweets.
A smile lights up her dead black eyes.
Work for me. With Nightjar and Gutshot dead, I find myself with 2 job openings. Fill them. We have need of deniable assets here. Players unaffiliated with the Triads who can take care of some of the more unsavory business needs about town. You've proven yourselves resourceful, and you have no existing connections here. It can be a positive in this line of work.
Shadowrunners. Wu grunts, his jaw tightens, but he stays quiet.
In exchange, I will keep you safe from pests like this one.
She nods at the body on the floor. The pool of blood on the plastic wrap continues to widen.
You will have safe harbor here in my town, and a steady source of income.
He picks up a handful of tiles again.
And while you dip your toe into the waters of corporate espionage, organized crime, and clandestine mercenary actions, I will employ my network to find the plastic-faced man, and gather information about Raymond Black. Where he's been, who he's talked to, who stood to gain from his death. What this prosperity could be.
You're putting out a lot of effort to help a pair of foreigners.
Not foreigners, my sweet. Valued business associates. I need to learn who killed one of my clients, then order the cops to execute my team of Shadowrunners.
Her voice drops, and she becomes deadly serious.
This is a brazen disregard of my power. Base dictates it must be confronted, or I stand to lose everything.
We're Westerners. Isn't that a liability in this business?
Oh no, on the contrary. It's a good market for out-of-town talent that's just waiting to be exploited. Plus, you're unknown. A surprise, if you will. I find the right jobs for people with your talents. You do what our clients cannot do for themselves. I take a finder's fee and a small percentage of your earnings. You make a lot of new yen very quickly. It's all very civilized.
She leans in.
Work with me. Allow me to help you make money. My network work for you and help you find out what you've gotten yourselves into. Without my help, you won't last a day out there. You are completely out of your depth, I'm afraid. You need a partner. Kindly Ching will be your partner.
Wu's hands go to his hips. He drops his head and shakes it a little, amused.
It was just like you said, Sheela. Shadowrunners. Glad I had some time to think about it. Process.
He grips the back of his neck, squeezes hard, rips his hand away.
Ah, fuck it. I'm not a cop anymore. That guy's dead.
He nods. Decision's made.
I'm in. What about you?
I'm in too. I didn't have anything back home anyway. He looks at you and lets out a chuckle.
Yeah. Might want to ask yourself why someday. Okay, I'm in. But this is a temporary situation for me. Raymond is alive. I'm sure of it. So I'll run the shadows as long as Auntie Chung keeps up her end of the bargain and helps us figure out what really happened to him. Then I'm gonna find my father. Then it's done. Heoi is now open to you.
She gestures to her lieutenant, who raises a finger to her ear and whispers into her sleeve.
First order of business. Madam here has already chosen a street name.
She turns her attention to Wu.
But Duncan Wu doesn't exist anymore. You will need one too.
Wu sighs,
Yeah, okay. I'll think of something.
Gobbet rubs her cheek against her rat's, a glint in her eye. I think we've already got you covered, Guncho. She turns to Isabel. Fits, doesn't it? Indeed.
I knew that was gonna stick.
It has stuck. But, Isabel, we'll handle this the same way we did with all your previous work. She didn't say nightjar. All the jobs I line up for you will be sent to your computer on the squat boat. She's pointing at you. Got it.
Why her?
It's a simple process of elimination. He points to the little decker. Isabel isn't the leader type. Got that right? She moves her finger to the orc girl. As for Gobbet, let's just say Gobbet doesn't have a head for business. Not my thing. Then she rests her finger on Woo. And then there's Gun Show. She wiggles it. Jury's out on Mr. Gun Show.
Meaning?
Her response is direct, straightforward. Meaning there's a lot going on with that... within your head. Oh, no, hang on. Meaning there's a lot going on in that head of yours right now, and I'm not sure I can trust you. Gun Show will be fine. Trust me. Kindly Chung makes eye contact with you, and holds it. She keeps it steady for a long time. Wu doesn't notice.
Don't worry. I'll be cool, Sheela.
Okay then. Guess I'm running the show. Wu shakes his head, eyebrows raised.
Gonna be weird calling you madam again. I haven't called you that since we were kids.
Morning, Osiris! Thank you very much for the coin toss. Gobbet looks from Isabel to Wu to you. I guess this is our new crew. The rat on her shoulder scurries to the top of her head for a better view. Welcome to the shadows, madam. Oh, I love Gobbet so much. Oh, she's so good. As you lead your crew through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon at the lower right corner of the screen will open the crew advancement menu. When the icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible for a new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose one of two possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. And this time, we're going to remember to actually do that. Unlike the last time, I realized after beating the end of the game that I'd left everybody at like level 3. Ugh, I cannot believe that I did that.
Someone's flirting with Dad again.
Okay, are we talking like just they're flirting because he's on stage, or are they like flirting?
Well,
flirting?
He sent me to get you.
Okay, good point. Alright folks, I will be back in about 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and run a commercial while we're away, and then we'll decide how everyone is going to level up. So stand up, drink, refresh your drinks, do all that good stuff, and we'll be back with more Shadowrun Hong Kong very soon. Okay, so, wait, what was harsh? Let me know when I get back, Osiris, okay? Okay, let's go with the spiritualist thing for Gobbet. It means spirits will never break away in the first 2 rounds after summoning them. That's a very strong thing for her. Let's see. Sabotage. Isabel's grenade launcher can now fire on mines, which can be triggered to detonate at will. Isabel gains the Tar Blaster 1.0 program. An upgraded version of Blaster that also sticks enemies in place for 1 round. Let's go with that. And then for Duncan, let's see. Lethal Forest firepower round. Duncan gains an assault rifle ability that fires a single shot of incendiary ammo. Additional 2 damage and pierces up to 2 armor. Could be good. Underslung Beanbag gains a rifle ability that does 2 AP damage and imbalances target, making them easier to hit. Ooh, AP damage is not to be trifled with. Beanbag rounds for the win. And I suppose we now head back to the ship. Aha! The hatch to below decks is now open. Hello, Ractor. It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted this space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and Duraplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning.
Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor.
Oh no, okay, he's Russian. He's specifically Russian, not German.
Ah, I was wondering when I would meet the new neighbor.
His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of a Russian accent there, but it's buried under layers of nuance.
Please, stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment. Unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manner of tools in here that could take your hand clean off.
Take your time. I won't touch anything.
Ah, you're very kind. Thank you.
Let's see. Try to see what's on the screen. The feed on the monitor looks like some sort of design software. You can see what appears to be a slim, spidery appendage in orthographic and perspective views.
Very good. Yes, that's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed.
He turns to you, smiling. For the first time, you can see his face. He has broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw. His eyes are like flecks of ice.
So sorry to have kept you waiting, Miss.
Madam, it's no problem. Don't worry about it.
You're too kind. Now, tell me, what can I do for...
His voice trails off as a flash of motion circle catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. The man's smile tilts, and his tone goes apologetic.
Please don't mind the drone. It can be territorial. But so long as you remain civil, it will not bite.
He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs.
Rector. My mechanical counterpart here is called Koshi.
And if you remember me mentioning, or making note of a character named Ractor in Dragonfall, now you've met him! And hopefully you see why he's one of my favorites. Shaking his hand. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip.
I'm very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Heoi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors.
Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you some questions if you have the time. He glances at the bracer on his forearm. A technical display winks to life, then gutters up.
Very well. This morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. That's time enough to talk.
When you said this morning's casting, what did you mean?
Exactly what I said. A casting that I made of a new locomotive assembly for Koshe.
He gestures at the display above the work table.
Biomimetic design, as you can see. This one is inspired by the walking legs of a decapod crustacean. A mangrove crab, to be specific.
That's fascinating. And will this new leg assembly make your drone more effective?
That remains to be seen. But there is more to life than combat effectiveness, is there not? By fabricating new components for Koshe, I unlock options. Different ways of being. Even the failures, and there have been many, have value in this context.
How did you learn to do all of this?
More training and experience than I care to mention.
He offers you a wry smile.
Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now it's more of a calling, one that I'm free to pursue, now that I've freed myself of the shackles of corporate servitude.
O'Shea is an interesting name for a drone.
Yes, I suppose that it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized possession after a villain from a fairy tale. And not to my heritage, I suppose.
Yes, I know the story you're talking about. His smile widens.
Oh, how marvelous! I hadn't thought to meet anyone versed in the Russian classics here in Heoi.
I've studied. If memory serves, Koshe the Deathless was an immortal villain and a kidnapper of women. He nods.
Indeed, he was those things. But it was not Koshe's misdeeds that drew me to the name. I suppose that it was the notion of immortality that, through cleverness, that resonated with me. There was something to be learned from that, for sure. And so, when it came time to name my beloved creation, his was the first name that came to mind.
And is your drone deathless like its namesake?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of his architecture, and his core programming is stored on a disk in a secret location. If he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once to automate the self-repair process. I must confess it was really quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day, I will reclaim it, and Koshe will become as deathless as the stories claim. But it will not be today.
You've got some interesting machinery in here. Not the kind you typically see outside of corporate settings. Rector smiles.
The same could be said of many in Heoi, I'm sure. This is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things that they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity?
Well, most interested in the drone you have there.
Koshe? Ah, but my friend, you are wrong. You will never find his like in any corporate factory or lab. He is mine. My own creation, from the top of his sensor cluster to the tips of his claws. I designed him, fabricated his components, and built him by hand.
Impressive. He shrugs.
No more than anyone who follows his passions and perfects his craft.
Are you Russian? I thought I caught a hint of an accent there. He nods.
You have a good ear. I'm impressed. Yes, I grew up in Nizhny Novgorod. Went to school there. Started my career there in the industrial sector. Fairly common story, I'm sure. But I have also traveled a great deal. And in doing so, I have absorbed a number of other languages and dialects.
How many languages do you speak?
Oh, counting Russian and Cantonese, 15.
He shrugs apologetically.
It shames me to admit that I'm only literate in 12, however.
That's still impressive.
Perhaps, when compared to the common man. But I've known a great many polyglots who can, and do, put me to shame.
He gives you another half shrug, and Koshe mirrors the gesture.
Arabic has been a particular bugbear of mine. The unfamiliar characters and lack of vowels make it damned tricky to get a handle on. But I suppose that all men have their limits.
You said that you used to work for a corp. Whose payroll were you on? He sighs.
That is something of a sore subject. My departure was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer under the best of circumstances. I will tell you that I worked for Grecian Aviacor, but you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Keeping all of this machinery running can't be cheap. How can you afford it?
Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There are always corporations in need of design consultations. You'd be surprised how lucrative such work can be. And there is always other work I can turn to in a pinch.
You said you did other work besides consulting? Care to tell me what kind? He pauses, and for a second something flashes in his eye. O'Shea lowers its body into a crouch.
A rather personal question, didn't you say?
Maybe, but then we're having a personal conversation.
Indeed we are. But even in personal conversations, certain topics can be held off limits. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable discussing my side work with relative strangers. Suffice it to say that my freelance activities often fall on the illicit end of the spectrum.
Tell you what then, I'm just going to guess. You're a Shadowrunner, aren't you? He gives you a shallow nod.
I dislike the term, but yes. I run the shadows. What gave me away?
Design consultants live in apartments in Victoria Harbor. You're living in a rusted-out boat in Heoi. There's got to be a reason for that. He shrugs.
You are correct. The residents of shadow communities are usually too poor to live elsewhere or engage in behaviors too illicit to risk it. I will admit to being in the latter camp. Designing robotics is my passion, but it doesn't always pay the bills.
He runs a hand over Koshei's armored chassis, caressing the sculpted metal with his fingertips.
My status as a foreigner has proven something of an impediment in this regard. And so, sorry as I may be to say it, the lion's share of my income flows from Koshei's aptitude for butchery. Such is life, I suppose. We do what we must do to do what we love.
Seems like everybody on this boat runs the shadows. Why not pool our resources and work together? Vector purses his lips, considering.
A compelling offer. Doing quite well on my own, but I must admit that there are certain jobs for which I am unsuited. Magic eludes me, and I'm not a decker. My strength comes from material objects in the real world. Solid things with mass and heft. Things that I can build and operate. Sadly, a great many clients are only interested in teams that display mastery over the intangible. This group of yours, do you have people who can cover those bases? So, perhaps we can help each other out.
Yes, we have a shaman and a decker, both competent at their jobs.
In that case, I will accept your offer on a provisional basis. We'll do a few runs together and see how we get on. If our association bears fruit, we'll continue. If not, I will bid you my farewell and go back to working alone. How does that sound?
Welcome aboard, Ractor.
Very good. Excellent. When you receive a job, you know where to find me. My skills and resources are at your disposal. And with that, I am afraid I must bid you good day. I still have work to do down here. This leg assembly won't clean itself.
I'll be in touch. Looking forward to working with you.
And I with you.
Oh, Ractor is my favorite. Well, no, okay, I can't honestly say that. Because it's a tie between him and Gobbet. But Ractor holds a very, very special place in my heart for reasons that I don't necessarily want to say right now, because I hope they'll come out organically over the course of the game. I can't remember if it was ever explicitly stated or if it's something that I just know about him from how he acts. Wu's cabin appears to be the only clean spot on the bulb hole. His equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, grounded by type or grouped by type, arranged just so. He's currently in the process of cleaning his weapon with meticulous care.
Well, that's that, I guess. Runners now.
Yep. Think it's time to catch up?
No? Could be.
He stops for a moment, stares at the weapon in his hand.
That's why I'm maintaining my equipment. Helps me focus my brain. Work through stuff.
He sighs. Where's the rifle?
Now's as good a time as any, I guess. Where do you want to start?
I want to talk about Raymond.
Okay, shoot.
What do you think's going on with him?
I don't know, Sheila. He was clearly obsessed with the Wall City and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something. A sleepwalker who hires Shadowrunners.
Whatever he was doing, he knew it would be dangerous.
Raymond was smart. Smart as hell. If he thought he needed runners to take him into that place, he needed them.
Yes, Osiris. Ractor is a character that I've talked to you about before. Specifically with my views as far as like IRL human modification goes, as well as how certain mental quirks would affect such a thing. Why do you think he came to Hong Kong?
Well, he's from here, right? Sounds like he had unfinished business that he needed to take care of before. Oh shit, you think he's dying?
I don't know. Maybe.
Just something to think about then.
You met Rabbit Team. They are cool. Oh, okay, an SRW 30. Nice, 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 nice. Did he say anything about me after I left?
You know Raymond, Sheila. He taught us what he wanted to teach us. Told us what he wanted us to know. Everything else was met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, "You are the master of the unspoken word, Mr. Wu. Once it is out of your mouth, it's out of your control."
They could calm down with the Tamaki's fan service, though. I mean, they are from, oh, goodness gracious, what was it, the late 80s, early 90s? It was very much a strong fan service period.
So, no. After you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word.
Let's talk about something else. I'm pretty sure they are. If they're not, then they're definitely referencing that time period. They might be, honestly. It's been a while since I've played, and no, again, I feel like they're from something else, but I could be wrong. So let's talk about being Shadowrunners.
What's there to say? I worked my ass off to pull myself out of the gutter and make something of my life. I did what it took to earn my bronze. And now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country, doing dirty jobs that the cops need to keep off the books. It's the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty damn well, so let me ask you something. You said that you had nothing back home. That's why you were cool with becoming a runner. Is that true?
You know it's true. When I got out of that prison, I had nothing. Still have nothing.
It's bleak. Seriously bleak.
He shakes his head.
We really went in different directions, Sheila. You to jail and me to Lone Star. Well, I get that you've got nothing back home, but This is all about Raymond for me. I need to understand what happened to him and who's responsible. I need justice.
What's your opinion of Kylie Cheng?
I'd say she got us right where she wants us. Right under her thumb. What do you want to talk about specifically?
Well, what do you think she wants from us?
As long as her network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care. At least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connections in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water.
You think we can trust her?
Triad bass and an underground fixer? No, I don't think we can trust her. But as long as we all share the same goals, we should be okay.
Yeah, makes sense. As long as we serve her interests, she doesn't have a reason to screw us over.
Exactly. It's simple. She provides jobs, we do jobs. She gets info about Raymond and that plastic-faced man, and we figure out what the hell is going on. If we figure out what's going on, she doesn't end up in the trunk of a car at the bottom of the river. Everybody wins.
What about this plastic-faced man?
Creepy dudes are nothing new to me. Even well-dressed, creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and the shit that I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. Just want to know who he is, who he works for.
We should keep an eye on Strangler Bao.
We should keep an eye on everybody, and that guy is definitely no exception. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens. Plenty more since I joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. You should steer clear of him.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Uh-huh. I can see that.
Alright, let's talk about something else then.
Sure, if you want.
What about Gabbett and Isabel?
Yeah, they seem competent, considering how young they are. But then again, they sound like they've been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. 3 of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I'd bet the 4 of us would make a solid crew.
Do you trust them?
As far as I can trust any runner, yeah. It's like Raymond used to say, trust and verify. They haven't given me a reason not to trust them, so until they do, I'll believe what they say and keep my eyes open.
Can't get that dream out of my head. You said you had one too, right?
Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. Remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by the run in the walled city. Between that and all the other drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare.
He shrugs. Was the walled city in your dream?
Of course, the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it?
He gives you a lopsided grin. Was it in your dream too? Sure looked like it. Not sure I'm... Oh, wait, no.
I'm not sure I'm surprised. Walled City is more than just another slum and a sprawl. Hell, it is a sprawl. Of course, dreamed about it. The feeling I had there has stayed with me. Felt thick. Heavy. And I got this overwhelming feeling of... I don't know. Wretchedness, I guess?
So what else do you remember about your dream?
Just little snatches of things.
He puts his hand on his hips and concentrates.
Walled City was breathing, and teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes. Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down, I can't remember which, but he was crying. That's what made me wake up, the sound of my father crying.
Did it feel different from other nightmares you've had? Duncan takes his time, thinks about his answer a bit before he responds.
You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up still mad at him? Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him. Kinda feels like that to me. Like I dreamed I was swimming towards a bright light, and when I woke up, I was out of breath from the effort.
Cool. Alright, let's talk about something else then.
Alright.
Well, we'll talk later.
Later's good. I want to do some cardio, work off some steam. It's rack time for me. You should do the same, Sheila. A couple hundred push-ups would do you good.
I don't think so, Duncan, but hey, knock yourself out. He shrugs.
Your loss. Talk to you later.
Isabel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. This is my personal space. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck, one of a half dozen that have been wired into her computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. Got a second? There's a long pause. Then she chirps out a response. We're talking now, aren't we? 100 push-ups would kill me, yet much less the 200 Duncan suggested. Oh my goodness. I guess so, yeah. Can I ask you a few questions? Isabel leans in, scrutinizing the innards of the obsolete deck. Go ahead. Not stopping you. Have you been having weird dreams lately? Her body goes still. Yes. I think everyone has. Me too. I've been having horrible nightmares. I know. It happens more often than you'd think. She tilts her head in the direction of the walled city. This kind of mass psychosis was common where I grew up. Everybody got it. Mass psychosis? Seems more like a magical phenomenon to me. Her voice quickens. I don't really know what it is, and I don't think I want to. I just want to work on my computer in peace. That is quite a machine you're working on. Care to tell me about it? She's my pet project. Color of the octopus. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. You might be able to guess why. Impressive work. How well does it perform? She's a monster. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and he sets it aside, then fumbles in a nearby bin for an absolute beast. What is this thing made of? Whatever I could find. Busted terminals, obsolete cyberdecks, aftermarket memory from Maximum Law's dumpster. Scavengers would kill for this stuff in the walled city. But out here, people throw it away. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of new yen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? Because I can have 5 of last year's model for a quarter the price of that whiz new cyberdeck. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your hot new deck. Makes sense to me. Good. That's a good sign. Shows that you're thinking clearly. Frowning, she yanks a stick of memory from the old deck. So, was there something else you needed? What about your portable gear, though? Your cyberdeck software, that kind of thing? Ah, it gets the job done. Might not be top of the line, but I'm comfortable using it in the field. If you should happen to come across any more advanced hardware or software, either on the job or on the discount rack at Lost Techno Palace, I'm not above taking donations. But barring that, I'm fine with using what I've got. You're cool. Can we talk about that ambush in Victoria Harbour? I'd rather not. Lost friends there. Duncan and I didn't come out of that attack unscathed either. He shot Carter down, same as your friends.
Was she your friend? You hadn't seen that close.
She returns her attention to the octopus, turning her back on you. I would like to get to know you better. Tell me something about yourself.
Something.
She pauses for a moment.
Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count?
Yeah, of course. If you don't want to talk, we don't have to.
Thanks for not pushing it. It's nothing personal. I just don't think that I'm a very interesting person.
You don't like talking about things other than your computer very much, do you? There's a long pause before she responds. When she does, she sounds vaguely hurt.
I prefer not to. Nothing personal. It's just the way that I am.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to know who I'm running with, don't you?
Yes. You're still a mystery to me.
There's a long pause.
I don't like mysteries, but I do enjoy solving them.
She turns, gives you her full attention.
So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you a question, something personal. After you've given me an answer, you get to ask me something. Think of it like a game of questions. We take turns until one of us wants to quit. Deal?
Deal. You go first. Ask away. He studies your face.
We'll start off easy. Tell me what you really think about Duncan.
He could be a pain in the ass, but he's like a brother to me.
Interesting.
Her eyes flit to the doorway of Gobbet's cabin. The corner of her mouth tilts upward in a slight smile.
And a little familiar. Well, you've answered my question. I guess that makes it your turn.
How did you and Gobbet meet? Her brow furrows, and after a moment she screws her eyes shut.
We met as kids in the walled city. My prison was her playground.
I'm sorry if that was uncomfortable.
No, it isn't that. I'll be fine.
She shifts her gaze to the octopus.
I just have a hard time remembering those days. Childhood is kind of a blur. And that would make it my turn.
Pauses, considering.
So, tell me, was your connection to Raymond Black?
He was like a father to me. Me and Duncan. He got us out of the Barrens.
In that case, sorry for your loss. Losing the ones that you love is hard. Your turn. Ask me a question, I'll give you an answer.
How long have you been running the shadows with Gobbet?
That's a good question. I guess about 5 years now. Decent stretch by anyone's reckoning. That brings it back to my turn.
She gestures at the cabin walls around you.
You enjoy it, don't you? Living like this? Working the shadows?
Yeah. Raymond Black was wrong. This is what I was born to do. She nods slowly.
I knew it. I read it all over you. Your turn ahead. Go ahead, ask.
Where did you learn to deck?
Obampola. I lived there for a while after escaping the walled city. People there were difficult. They didn't get along. It was a great place to learn. My turn again.
Her head tilts as she studies your face.
And I think my last question for you. You're stuck here, marooned. You and Duncan both. He's obviously unhappy with the situation. He keeps going on about the things that he left behind. But what about you? Anything you want to do? Go back to?
Nothing worth mentioning. Truth be told, I'm enjoying the change of scenery.
Nothing. There isn't anything about your old life that you'll miss. Don't know whether to envy you, feel sorry for you.
She glances down at the clock on her deck. An antique model with physical hands. On her desk, excuse me. An antique model with physical hands that looks like it was wrenched out of a submarine. Frown spreads across her face. Shit, it's even later than I thought. Still got a long way to go before the octopus is fixed. She begins to turn away, her attention fixed on the stack of partially assembled cyberdecks arrayed in front of her. Aren't you forgetting something? She stops in place, fidgets. Oh, if you've got another question, go ahead and ask. I'll be quick about it. I need you to tell me what you can about the walled city. Her voice goes cold. Why? Because Raymond Black wanted to go in there. Somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. Her cheeks flush, just like they did the last time. She averts her eyes. No, I'm sorry, but no. Later, maybe. Not now. Alright, Isabel. Maybe next time. Blinking, she turns away and buries herself in the octopus's splayed innards. Please excuse me. I have work to do. Yeah, that voice, I think we're pretty settled on that voice for her. I think it works really well. Ooh, a long conversation with Gobbet's gonna strain my voice though. I love her. I love the voice I made for her, but ooh, this is gonna be a big one. Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the floor, an overflowing garbage bin, surrounded by stacks of instant noodle packets and towers of tinned oysters. Avant-garde posters haphazardly thumbtacked to the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling at others. It feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Gobbet reclines in a corner, cradling a bowl of soup in her hand. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electric hot plate. Contents are typical Hong Kong comfort food. Chicken-style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping scoop of egg-flavored mycoprotein. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly lifts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, Seattle. She chews on the words along with a mouthful of cheap pasta. The corner of her mouth curls up into a happy. How's Tricks? Well, my entire life just got erased and the cops want me dead. I'm doing great. You? Oh, everything's just ducky over here. My friends are dead. I'm on my boss's shit list because of it, and I can't even eat a bowl of soup in peace. She skims an oily slab of faux ham off the top of her soup and pops it into her mouth. Chewing thoughtfully, she looks back up at you with a smile. So it's all good, Seattle. I'm happy as a clam, just like you are. Now, you want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. How did you decide on the name Gobbet, anyway? I didn't. She pops a noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. Oh. You aren't using a street name? Isn't that dangerous for a Shadowrunner? No, not really. I'm sinless. There's no electronic record of a name named girl. Blah, 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 blah. There's no electronic record of a girl named Gobbet ever existing. The only thing that could really threaten me would be, oh, say, the HKPF attaching an APB to whatever file they do have on me. That would be terrifying. Yeah, sorry about that. She shrugs. It is what it is. Have you had any nightmares recently? Like, bad ones? Her jaw stops working mid-chew. Slowly, she nods. Yeah. Yeah, I have. We all have. Everyone in town. Me too. And Isabel. We both just had the same nightmare. Let me guess. Oh, hello?
I hate to interrupt your stream, my little flower.
No,
but
you can
there's
interrupt whenever you
a
like.
customer issue out front.
Oh, little issue, big issue, what are we dealing with here, sweetie?
Just the former.
Okay, give me just a moment then. Let me guess. You saw the walled city in a black whirlpool and teeth. Thousands and thousands of teeth. She holds up a hand. You don't need to answer. I already know that I'm right, because I just had the same dream. Creepy, I know. Her voice gets quiet. The dreams are coming from inside the walled city. I'm sure of it. All of the negative energy pent up in there, all of that pain and anger and poisonous chi, it's leaking out. And while we sleep, it's getting into us. All right, we'll come back with the next conversational decision after 5 minutes. Everybody stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff. I'm going to run a commercial while I'm away, so I'll see you after 5. Okay, sweetie. So, pricing issue, or again, somebody who's upset their favorite isn't available? Like, what's going on? Walk me through it. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So let's continue on where we left off with Gobbet. If you're so sure of that, why stay in Kowloon? Why not pick up and leave? Oh, I was planning on it. But now, with the APB in place, Auntie Chung is the only thing standing between us and a bullet in the head. Believe me, if I could leave, I'd leave if I could. But I'm a lot more frightened of the HKPF than I am of a few bad dreams. At least the dreams can't hurt us, right? I'm glad that one of us isn't terrified by this. She tries on a smile, fails, does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seattle. We'll be fine here. But, let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. Well, if you're up to the talking about it, I wanted to go over the ambush back on the docks with you. Yeah. She nods slowly, frowning. Yeah, I figured you would. It's a hell of a thing, right? You could say that, yes. It was fucking awful. Nightjar and Gutshot were two of the strongest men I've ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I've watched those two fight through situations that'd kill anyone and come out on top. And how do they go out? She mimics holding a rifle, makes a show of peering down the scope. Bang. Bang. Dead and dead. No blaze of glory, no final speech. Just extinguished. Smashed like bugs. We would have gone the same way if you hadn't gotten us out of there. She absentmindedly raises her bowl to her shoulder. A rat crawls over the slope of her back and lowers its head to lap at the broth. It was more rat than me. She's the one who grabbed me by the gut and led us to that sewer entrance. All I did was follow. I'd like to learn more about Rat. What kind of totem is she? Gobbet slurps thoughtfully at her soup. Clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Got me into a fair amount of it, too. But I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, you know? Sort of a tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. Wasn't aware that totems took such direct control over their shaman. Usually they don't. Me and Rat, we have a sort of a special bond. She takes care of me, and I've always done my best to take care of her. Another pair of beady eyes blinks up at you from Gobbet's hip. A second rat scurries up her shoulder to join the first, and to pamper her earthly children, like these two. Meet madness and folly. Are they just normal rats, then? I thought they might have been spirits or something. Nope, just rats. She brushes her fingers across the white rat's mottled coat. Don't trust Folly. She bites. Do you always let your rats drink out of your own bowl? She shrugs. Sure, why not? We're part of the same nest. Makes as much sense as anything else, I guess. Of course it does. Besides which, I get shot at for a living. I've got bigger things to worry about than a few stray hairs in my noodles. How did you come across Madness and Folly? Gobbet raises an eyebrow. I looked outside. I mean, they're rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage or anything. So you just picked them up off the street? Yep. Think of them as rescue vermin. You could probably do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into a neat alley in Kowloon after sundown and stick your hand in the first dumpster or storm drain you come across. Keep fishing around until you touch fur. I just have to try that. Well, probably shouldn't. She continues to brush Folly's coat. The creature chirps happily at her touch. Odds are about 50-50 that you'd get your hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. Well, you seem pretty comfortable with all this. Been running the shadows for a while? She dips her chin. A long time. Started when I was just a kid. Yeah? I gather you've seen a lot of action then. She rolls her shoulders. Plenty. Been in more firefights than I can count. You're pretty new at this, you and Duncan both. It shows. She takes a moment to study you. Slowly, her mouth tilts into a smirk. What you need is a wizened mentor, an experienced runner from whose experience you can benefit. I'm thinking that might as well be me. Sure, why not? I could use the advice, and I don't see Isabel volunteering for the job anytime soon. You're in? Good. Starting the next time you visit, I'm going to teach you all about being a Shadowrunner. He stifles a yawn. You're going to benefit from my bountiful experience. Wait and see. I'll be looking forward to it, Gobbet. Gobbet stretches, stifles a yawn. Her rats scurry from her shoulders down to her hips. She taps the simmering pot on the floor with her boot. The soup inside has reduced down into a thick, viscous gravy. You know, Seattle, this has been a really nice chat and all, but it's getting late, and I still haven't have the rest of the hot pot to power through. So, without wanting to get this to get awkward, she glances towards the door. I mean, I could help you with that if you wanted. Thanks, but no thanks. Smirking, she brushes Folly's coat with the knuckles of her left hand. You can go get your own food. Now would be a good time. All right, I get it. See you later, Gobbet. Yeah, we'll do that. It'll be fun. Oh, Gobbet is such a fun character. Honestly, all of the characters in this game are fun as hell. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 6 unread messages. Well, let's go ahead and check the inbox then. You have 6 unread messages. Let's start with Welcome to Heoi. From Kindly Chung to Madam. Welcome to Heoi. Madam, on behalf of your friends with the Heoi Chamber of Commerce and the Swift Women's Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Heoi and to our new business venture. I have already lined up 3 jobs for you. Details of each are contained in a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, as I will update you with new opportunities as they occur. Auntie C. Tis my mission computer, Isabel. Hey, madam. I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got trolling are for things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. I've also patched in a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowland BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the street, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. And resources. From Bao Jianjun. I have been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present in Heoi. Auntie Cheng has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you'll be in good hands. Ermine Cafe at Club 88 is an excellent source of acquiring additional weapons, should you require any. If you are in need of magical supplies, go to the Parlor of 5 Phases. If you desire training in the path of the Adept, seek out Spider Shen. She can help you, as well as supply you with any close quarters weapons you might desire. Thank you very much for the hydrate, Osiris. Give me just a moment. It has been a good long while since I hydrated, hasn't it? Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supply. Proprietor, 10-Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Palace is a Wampoan-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, Reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best friend, and I pity you. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Bow. Subject, serial killer. I've got a problem, madam, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider, after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who have taken up residence in the Wampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Heoi. I've hit a snag, though. The Wampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings. And they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. Wampoan's delegate here in Heoi is here in Heoi by the name of... Oh, the Wampoans have a delegate here in Heoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak to him if you wish to know about Wampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. So get your ass down to the Wampoa garden. Talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to. So long as they're convinced that there won't be any murders. I want my cut back. I want it soon. Actually, hang on. Let's get the jobs directory. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this run. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they may shoot you. I don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Up next, welcome to the Shadows, madam. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts beneath a manor house located in Taipo. I've attached a copy of the video messages that he sent me. Let's see. The screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Oh, should I do a voice for this guy or not? No, I think I'm just gonna... I guess we'll do a more straightforward voice for him.
Hello, Madam Chang. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Liu Hua decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Taipo. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He hit a snag with local government officials, however. They suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was attracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and cataloged. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several acres of catacombs, at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tantian Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tantian, who then leased it back to him. As Tantian is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil, but he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations, using Tantian contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever's down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tapped, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. Last thing I heard from him talking about were a pair of ancient texts that workers had uncovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted unless he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kind of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the 2 texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Liu's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I'd prefer they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners.
There you have it. A nice, simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Okay. Excellent. I've attached directions to Liu's estate to this message. Don't look, or good luck. Don't fuck it up. Oh joy, yet another thing that should be attached. Oh, probably because it reassigned what counts as that. Okay. Again, for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning of the stream, I essentially had to reprogram most of my computer after trying to fix my Final Fantasy VII issues yesterday. So I apologize for clearing my throat in your ear just now. I thought I had muted my microphone, but my button to mute tried to mute a version of it that didn't exist anymore. So, oh, you didn't even notice. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's go into next thing. Okay, so geomancy is big business in the free enterprise zone. Here in Hong Kong, feng shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wuxing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale qi manipulation here in the free enterprise zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel qi from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity they call the Wuxing Sky Tower. There, it is focused and transformed into a good fortune through the building's geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes that it is time for Wuxing's good luck to run out. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of qi throughout the building, but you are to do so in 2 distinct fashions. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environment of that level. This will consist of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle differences of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make a much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified he would like you to destroy the large Buddhist statue in the garden, smash the thing to bits, and leave them scattered across the rooftop. This level of destruction will keep Wuxing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wuxing to hear. We have utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. You're not a spellcaster yourself, or as you're not a spellcaster yourself, it would be wise to bring Gobbet along. She will be able to see the most effective ways to disrupt the qi of the building. Yeah, those poor plants, right? Good. Contact me when you've finished the job, and I'll send out your cut of the payment. Let's take a look at the Shadowlands BBS real quick. Missed connections. You rappelling down the side of an unnamed luxury hotel in a ball gown on Monday night. Me admiring the view from 28th floor urinals during a private soiree for an unnamed corporation that I was infiltrating. Our eyes met briefly before you dropped out of sight. Your long dark hair had come loose from your chignon, framing you beautifully, your beautiful flushed face. I will never forget it. We're carrying a duffel bag bulging with stolen prototype weaponry. Well, I filched the intel that goes with it. Can we connect? Blackjack. Very funny, Blackjack. I'm sorry the job went sideways. I got trapped and had only one way out. Red Queen. We were supposed to have each other's backs. Just wait till you hear the way out that I had to take. Blackjack. We gotta lay low for now. And why are we posting about this on a public message board? Red Queen. Been hearing some buzz about some mainlander terrorists that showed up in Victoria Harbor and had a shootout with the HKPF the other day. Anyone heard anything on that? Bongjiang. Ming Pao said that there were 4 of them that got away. 1 elf, 2 orcs, and a dwarf. A troll, an elf, and a human were all killed on the scene. Word is that they were members of the White Star out of Henan, coming here to start trouble against the Executive Council. Or Frat. Looks like there's a 50,000 Nuyen reward for any information leading to their capture. The HKPF seems pretty nervous about letting these bastards walk freely around the streets. Heaven shot. You think they'd actually pay out to someone like us? Not a chance. You walk in there to claim the reward, you're getting thrown in a hole with them. The HKPF doesn't keep promises to the sinless. Freedom, cowboy. Couldn't hurt to try. Why do you have to be such a downer? Heaven shot. Because I know the police. They're all dirty, they're only in it to protect their paychecks, and they believe they don't give a damn about anyone else. Believe me, I'm just looking out for your best interests. Freedom, cowboy. Like you and your triad looked out for my brother? You know he's still paying for his reconstructive surgery, you bastard? Dongjian. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes rather than pull a gun on me. Simple as that. Freedom, cowboy. I mean, fair enough, honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, poets and Shadowrunners, welcome to the first annual Shadowland Poetry Slam. There are no rules, there are also no prizes, except bragging rights. Without further ado, let this versification begin. Matrix Bard. How long do you think we can keep this going before the trolls show up as our sysadmin shuts us down? Jivebert. Why would they shut us down? It's a free board. We can be poetic if we want to. Tennyson. Just trust me, it happens. For some reason, these things always draw the worst sort of attention. Jivebert. Are you going to give us a poem, or are you going to stand around complaining about why you can't? Matrix Bard. Alright, I've got one. Wait for it. Jivebert. Synth muscle, smart links, neural boosters, cyber limbs. All fall to grenades. Jivebert. A little musing on the transience of life in the shadows. Very nice, sir. Matrix Bard. When the long shadows fall on Hong Kong, neon lights pierce the coming night. Tread with me the velvet blackness. Let no lamp shine on our deeds. Tennyson. That one's entitled Our Hour. That might just have been the most pompous thing I've ever read. Try this on for size. Lasers are red, shadows are black. With mad on the street, you best watch your back. Now you're mad. My poem wasn't pompous, you uncultured, cultivated rube. It was an homage to Wang Wei, the famous Tang Dynasty master of Jueju form of poetry. It's traditional, unlike that ridiculous limerick you just posted. Innocent. Now, I don't think you have to take the word slam quite so literally. Matrix Bard. Hey, you people know the rules. Poetry slams have been out of bounds on this BBS since the Laughing Man debacle of 55. The what now? If you want to sling your fancy words, do it on a different forum. I'm shutting this thread down. Sysop. Told you. Effort. No more posting this thread. Walled City. Walled the what? I know, right? Interesting callback to a different media. I've got a courier job next week that's supposed to take me into the Walled City. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, and I've never been to Hong Kong, but I hear the place is dangerous as hell. Is there anything I should know? Hantu Raya. Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. Just low-cost housing development full of hardworking people. Here, take a look at this news report. Freedom, cowboy. Oh, this voice. I get to do her, like, the newscaster voice. A short tread begins playing. This is Sunny Chung from Horizon News. No, I don't want to do a nasally voice for her. This is Sunny Chung from Horizon News. On today's Sunny Side Up, the Kowloon Walled City, a blight on the free enterprise zone, or low-cost housing for the economically disadvantaged, we'll introduce you to some of the hardworking residents, how they live, and how they contribute to the growth and prosperity of our city. A montage sequence begins, showcasing the destitute poor of the walled city going about their daily lives. The shots have been carefully chosen, showing only smiling and productive residents, a stark contrast to your own experience inside it. Many residents of Hong Kong regard the walled city as a place of no return. To outsiders, it's the last stop on a long road to homelessness. Rumors abound about feral ghouls, unsafe living conditions, and triad extortion. Yet here, when we went there, the reality was far different. What we saw will shock you. Citizens of Hong Kong working and living just like the rest of us. Their apartments are smaller, and their shops more modest, but the people who live here wouldn't be out of place anywhere in the FEZ. Citizens like shoemaker Chow Song Tsui. The scene cuts to an elderly man in a closet-sized stall filled with shoemaking equipment. He smiles broadly at the camera. Ooh, okay, we're just gonna do an old man voice.
Oh, I love it here. We have a community, you know. We're like family. Maybe we don't have as nice a view as they do in Repulse Bay, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's not paradise, no, but it's my home. I grew up here. How could I possibly leave?
The camera shifts back to Sunny Chung, who now stands in front of one of the entrances to the walled city. Contrary to popular opinion, the walled city appears or serves a vital function. The poor and downtrodden find a home in the walled city, a community where they have a voice, can work, and even prosper, far from being the eyesore that... Video suddenly stutters, freezes, and ends. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. She keeps going... Oh, wait, no, this is Isabel. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. She keeps going on about what a good place the walled city is, and how we all need it. Don't buy any of it. It may not be hell. You can see it from there. Freedom Cowboy's just trying to get you in trouble. Isabel. So, how do you know the real story? Antu Raya. Because I grew up there. You know what it's really like? It's eating cold broth, or old broth, made of from rat bones. Oh no, that accent started to slide there. It's eating cold, old broth made from rat bones because there's nothing else. It's watching your neighbours sell their 5-year-old son to organ lickers so they don't starve to death. Isabel. When you die in the walled city, neighbours cheer because they'll get the clothes off your back. I wouldn't wish the walled city on my worst enemy. Did I catch your wandering accent syndrome? Well, listen, I'm throwing around so many voices in this game, back to back to back to back, that it's gonna happen every once in a while, you know? Alright, we don't have any pay data, so I guess it's time to walk away. Oh, let's go see some people about town, why don't we? As you approach the small landing, you see 3 men, 2 elders and a younger man, hunched over a go-board. The juxtaposition of 2 white-haired, white-bearded men and a black-haired man is almost comical. Together, the 3 resemble the small black and white stones of their game. Despite their variety of ambient distractions, the 3 men remain acutely focused on the game. One of the elders, a round-faced man with a beatific smile even, carefully picks up the black stone and places it on the board. His opponent snorts and a small smile flashes across his long face. Almost carelessly, he snatches a white stone and deposits it on the board. The smiling man groans, and the long-faced one proceeds to collect several black pieces off the board.
You got me there, Jin.
He laughs, a pleasant full sound. As it trails off, he spots you watching the game. A broad smile, he brightens his cheeks.
Why, hello there, young woman. Something you need?
The long-faced man gives you a cursory look. He continues to collect the blackstones.
Just a gawker, Shiu. It's your turn.
The name's Madam. You got a second to answer a question or two?
I could use a short break. How about you, Jin?
Jin sighs, shoulders slumping forward. After a moment of scowling, he reluctantly speaks.
Fine. A short break.
The two elders turned toward the younger man. He looks to be in his early 30s, but it's difficult to tell. The skin on his face is smooth and supple, only the suggestions of creases at the eyes, mouth, and forehead. With small gestures, a blink, a flare of his nostrils, briefly reveal the lines on his face. The man's eyes rise from the go-board and study the elders. He nods. I've been hearing about strange dreams here in Heoi. You had any nightmares recently? The three men exchange looks. Shiu turns to you.
What a coincidence! It wasn't but an hour ago that we were all discussing that very thing. We've been having bad dreams. Every one of us.
Oh, basic announcer's test. Okay, give me just a moment. Alright, so, while I am going to be trying to do the test from memory, I do also want to make sure that I give people the correct information about where it comes from. So the two announcer's tests that I do on the channel have their origins in like old radio and stuff like that. The basic one in particular is from Radio Central New York in the early 1940s and was used as a cold read test given to prospective radio talent to demonstrate their speaking ability and breath control. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 limerick oysters, 5 corpulent porpoises, 6 pairs of Don Alverzo's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array, 8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity for procrastination and sloth, 10 lyrical, spherical, diabolical denizens of the deep who all stall around the corner of the quo, of the quay, of the quivery, all at the same time. Whew. Okay, so yeah, got about halfway through 9 before I needed to take a breath there, and I don't think any of the breaths that I took from then on were noticeable. So I'm hoping that that was pleasing to you all. I've had them myself. We should compare notes. What did you dream about?
Is that right?
Jin leans in, stares at you.
Can't say I'm comfortable giving a stranger details about my dreams.
Shiu waves his hand dismissively at Jin.
Don't mind him. He's always been a poor sport. But he raises a good point. Some of our dreams contain information best left private, just as yours do, I'm sure. Having just met, how can we be sure that you'll respect our personal information?
Hello, everyone! Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Toxan. Thank you, Plushy Pixie. Okay, good. It did announce both of you. Holy moly, that's a lot of people. Hello, everyone. My name is Sheela Ornthalis. I am the madam here at the Come and Go Tavern. We are a full-service tavern in the town of Hope. And I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Usually we play Final Fantasy games on Fridays. Ooh, thank you very much, Shadik? I'm trying to pronounce that in a very South American way, so I apologize if that's wrong. But anyway, oh, actually, no, I guess that would have been like a mixture between Slavic and, Meshtesh. Chaos! Okay. Fair enough. I grew up in Florida and had a lot of, like, other languages involved in my background because of some archaeology stuff. So, like, my brain tried to mix, Slavic pre-Russian languages with pre-Spanish Central American languages, and it didn't go well. But anywho, as I was saying before, my name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'm mistress here. Madam, even. Fridays we play Final Fantasy games, Tuesdays I play Hightail, and Saturdays I play tactics games. Currently that is Shadowrun Hong Kong. So thank you very much for joining us here, everybody. I hope you enjoy your time with us, and yeah, speak up and chat. Explore, have a drink, all that sort of good stuff. If you check out !food and !staff, you'll get a vibe for how things work here at the Come and Go. So where were we?
Having just met, how can we be sure that you'll respect our personal information? I'll tell you.
The younger man's voice cuts through the din like a razor, and the elders fall silent. He turns to you and he locks his eyes, dark orbs that burn with piercing scrutiny, onto yours. He nods and returns his gaze to the go board. I believe you're trustworthy.
Please, madam, make yourself comfortable. I'll share my dream with you.
I appreciate it. Go ahead. He exhales slowly and begins speaking.
I dreamed of a long, dingy hall. When faced with such a thing, one generally walks its length. So I lifted my right foot and placed it in front of me. But upon taking that first step, I found myself instead of walking, drawn down an alleyway to my left. It wasn't there before, this alley. It appeared only as I began to walk. As I moved down the alley, I found myself surrounded by friends and loved ones. They all stood there, silently watching me with smiles on their faces. And as I passed each one, they fell to the ground in my wake, dropping like puppets with severed strings. Somehow, I knew that as I followed this road to the end, I could have everything I ever dreamed of. But I woke where I could reach it.
He folds his hands in his lap. There's a moment of silence before Shu speaks up, the rosiness of his cheeks having drained away.
I, too, saw the long hall. My own experience was different, however. The hall was off in the distance, and I was looking down at it from a strange angle, as though I were perched on a wall high above.
He pauses and looks at you.
You know, young woman, madam, you looked very much like the person I saw walking that hall. She moved steadily down the path, walking at an even pace, and just behind her a great and terrible shadow followed. Of course, I didn't have the best view up there on the wall, or whatever I was, wherever I was. Could have been anyone. Perhaps this old mind of mine is seeing your face now and misremembering the dream.
He lets out a chuckle. A small flush of red returns to his cheeks. He looks over at Jin.
All right, Jin. Go ahead.
Jin broods in his corner, arms crossed and jaw set.
I've changed my mind. I don't want to share my dream. Nonsense! Master Lao and I have both told her our dreams, and now it's your turn.
Jin sticks out his lower lip.
No.
Oh shit, we went and raided here? Yep. You're just getting passed around today, aren't you, Weather? Thank you very much for the hydration, Toxan. It has been a while since I hydrated. You literally have 3 tabs open with my stream. Hell yes. Love to hear it. But yeah, oh yeah, Toxin, I didn't mean to interrupt your stream earlier when I sent you that message, but I saw Pizza Tower and Ulu Musume mashup, and I was like, oh, you have to see this at some point. I genuinely didn't expect you to... 3 whole Sheelas. You wonder if your body can take it. That's like a whole 9 feet of Sheela. Round is in fact the best shape. Exactly, Osiris. It's very plush and comfortable. At the very least. Let's see. It's fine. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Ooh, we're gonna do the advanced announcers test. Okay, hang on. Soft and squishy. Exactly. Comfort is the key word there. Alright, folks, so, as I was saying before, actually we just did another one of these. We did the basic announcers test just before the raid happened, but essentially these are exercises in voice and diction, as well as ways of, kind of exercising my voice and making sure that I'm actually, recentering on...
The fire brought a gross bug inside again.
Oh, no. Did he let it loose, or does he still have a hold of it?
It's in a jar, but Lynn's looking at it like it's candy.
Uh-oh. Okay, distract her for a couple of minutes. I'm going to do a quick vocal check, and then I'll be right with you, okay? Okay, so this one is from the 1950s, written by Mike Nichols, as an announcer test for the radio station WFMT in Chicago. The WFMT announcer's lot is not a happy one. In addition to uttering the sibilant, mellifluous cadences of such cacophonous sounds as Hans Schmidt-Isserstadt, Karl Schuricht, Nicanor Zavaleta, Hans Napperstbusch, and the Hammerklavier Sonata, he must thread his vocal way through the complications of the Orchestre de la Suisse Romande, the Concertgebouw Orchestra of Amsterdam, the Leipzig Gewandhaus Orchestra, and other complicated nomenclature. However, it must by no means be assumed that the ability to pronounce l'Orchestre de la Société des Consorts du Conservatoire de Paris with fluidity and verve outweighs in ease, naturalness, and friendliness of delivery when at the omnipresent microphone. For example, when delivering a diatribe concerning Claudio Muzio, Beniamino Gigli, Hedy Plumacher, Giacinto Prandelli, Ildo Rosso Majdan, and Lina Pagliucci, 5 out of 6 is good enough if the sixth one is mispronounced plausibly. Jessica Dragonet and Margaret Truman are taken for granted. Poets, although not as such a constant annoyance or as polysyllabically named singers, creep in now and then. Of course, Dylan Thomas and W.B. Yeats are no great worry. Composers occur almost incessantly, and they range all the way from Albinet, Alphen, and Ulrich, through Wolf Ferrari and Zeissel. Let us reiterate that a warm, simple tone of voice is desirable, even when introducing the Bach cantata Ich hatte viel Buckermörnis, or Monteverdi's opera La Incoronazione di Poppia. Such then is the warp and woof of an announcer's existence in diesen heiligen Hallen. There we go. I think that went fairly smoothly. Osiris has different colors on each streams, Lamau. Fair enough, fair. I mean, like, I'm actually not entirely sure how colors get assigned in Twitch chat, but we'll talk more about that after I come back from my quick 5-minute break. I'm going to run a commercial while on the way, so stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff. And, you know, hey, if y'all need to raid and run, I also understand, but I would love to have you two to hang out and chat, because it's been a while since I've seen Pixie. Yeah, you know, Toxian, I just always love having you around. IDK ever, whenever you reload the stream page, your color changes. Fair enough. I don't know, buddy. But, as I said, we'll be back in 5 minutes, alright? So, see you on the other side. Alright, sir. No, keep the lid on that jar. Do not, no, ma'am, that is not candy. back, everybody. I hope you had a good break and that you're enjoying the show so far. If you are still out there, Toxian and Pixie, how was Soulframe? I know that there have been a lot of updates since the last time I played it, so I hope it's still going well. Getting back to the content of this game, however, Jin holds his palm up towards you and looks at you. See? Straight from the horse's mouth. I don't have to. Jin. Lau's voice is firm but soft. This is important. Jin's mouth opens and closes like a gasping fish, but as he looks at Lao, his body relaxes, and a sadness seems to take hold of his features. All right. But don't you go repeating any of this, you hear me? He takes in a deep breath, slowly releases it, folds his hands in his lap. My dream began as a night. I dreamed of the failures and mistakes that I've made throughout my life. People I've let down, competitors I've crushed, a wife who died in hospice without me. Dream of the family that I abandoned. Change comes over him. His eyes brighten and he continues energetically. But then I dreamed of the walled city. I stood before it and its door opened to me. I passed inside, all of my guilt fell away. It was as though the city had absolved me, washed away my guilt, and I remember feeling happy. As his remembrance ends, so does his lightened mood. His face shrinks into a pout and he stares grumpily at the ground. There, did it. You happy? Lao nods slowly. Thank you. You have my thanks too. Yeah. Now, can we change the subject? Alistair's acting up. I'm guessing you've been around these parts longer than I have. Is this sort of thing normal? If we're normal, we wouldn't be huddled around discussing them in whispers now, would we? Enough of that, Jin. Adam here has asked in earnest for our advice. She deserves a proper response. Shiyu gives you a gentle smile. Please forgive our friend. Bitter years have left him suspicious of others. The answer to your question is no. Unsettling dreams have never been uncommon in Heoi, but these recent visitations have been very different. They've been darker, more vivid, stronger than normal dreams. Last night I felt consumed by the sense that something was coming. While my friends felt a sense of relief and excitement as their dreams ended, I felt as though I was sitting on the precipice of some vast and terrible chasm, a void yawning beneath my feet. Suddenly his cheeks flush. He blinks twice, then looks away. But perhaps these are just the ramblings of an old man. Please forgive me. He scratches his nose, embarrassed. You speak wisely, Shu. It is foolish to embrace a thing that you do not understand. What Jin and I saw in our dreams was alluring. So is the light to a moth. Instincts are still strong and sharp, my old friend. It's wise of you to trust them. Shu bows deeply, his eyes to the ground. Thank you. I can only hope these dreams do lead to something beautiful. It's already enough deception in this world. Jin groans loudly. Can we please get back to the game now? I don't want to keep you. Of course! Stop by again sometime soon, madam. Your company has been refreshing. Thanks. Good luck with the game. Appreciated, young woman. Be seeing you. Good to know. We already had a hint that there was a lot going on here, but, well, it's nice to have proof, you know? A mild scent, sweet and slightly herbal, is the first thing you notice upon entering the old shop. Its quarters are cramped, made smaller by the display cases and furniture packed inside. The walls are lined with bookshelves, and the tables and chairs are stacked with old tomes. A few titles jump out at you. Lucid Dreaming, an exploration of the inner self. Dream Logic. Nocturnal Visitations. Ooh, that last one sounds saucy. Overall, the place feels lived in, if disorganized. Not quite cluttered, but close. Milling at the front of the store is the shopkeeper, lost in a book of her own. She's tall for a human, probably close to 2 meters in height. Her physique is typical bookworm, not overweight, but you can't see any muscle definition either. A wraparound tattoo covers her upper arms and shoulders. but from where you're standing, you can't quite make it out. She fidgets. Gradually, her eyes rise from her book and lock onto you. Oh, welcome. Don't believe I've seen you before. She sets down her book and sweeps a strand of black and pink hair behind her ear. Name's Crafty. Madam, nice to meet you. She shakes your hand. Her grip is surprisingly firm. So, madam, what can I do for you? I've got spells, alchemical reagents, loci, whatever you want, really. Might have to do some digging to find it, but if it's magical, it's around here somewhere. Say, Crafty, have you had any vivid dreams lately? Her face is unreadable. Her eyes lock onto yours. As a matter of fact, I have, madam. But we all get the occasional vivid dream. Nothing special here. Gesture to the books on the tabletop. Really? Then why are you reading up on them? She flicks her wrist dismissively. Sure, it's a little weird that we're having them, but these types of dreams are common in the walled city. Nothing to get all worked up about. Probably. Strange. I met someone the other day who said that too. She nods. Anyone who's familiar with the walled city would know that, but most people don't go out of their way to find out. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled city and the magical phenomena within it, so I grew up with the stories about the city. Current creepy dreams, one of them. So they're that common, huh? She nods. Common as the cold. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled city and the magical phenomena with it. So, as I said before, I grew up with stories about the city. I've never been inside it myself, but Mom went in plenty regularly. Experienced the dreams. Your mother sounds like an interesting person. The sides of her mouth dip into a shallow frown. He was. Interesting, but not praiseworthy. Is this your store, or do you just work here? It's mine. I inherited it from my mom. As you can see, she generously left me all her research journals. Her words are thick with sarcasm. It's never a big cleaner, but neither am I. My mom used to keep spirits around that helped her manage the place. They're not here anymore, but sometimes I swear my books aren't where I misplaced them. Who knows? Maybe they pop by for visits. I just wish they'd clean while they're here. What makes this store so special? It's old, respectable, built over a dragon line. She tilts her head slightly, one side. We also carry texts unavailable anywhere else, but I guess for me, I'm drawn to this place by the nostalgia. How do you like working here? It's a job. Can't complain. What's with the name of the store? It's a cultural thing. The 5 phases represent wood, earth, water, fire, and metal. Some people believe that they're the basis for how things function and interact in this world. You'll find it practiced all through China, in disciplines ranging from farming to science, even music. The theory isn't common among younger generations, but it still has its uses. My mother was strongly influenced by it. In fact, our first sign out front is a visual representation of the cycle of 5 phases. It was an inspiration to her. She raises a shoulder in a half shrug. I just think it looks neat. So, what are you selling? Let's see. Okay, I'm not a mage, so these won't be particularly useful for me. But let's take a look at some of the consumables. Because Gobbet is a shaman herself, so making sure that she had some of these things would be very, very useful. Let's see. I'm gonna pick up right now. Don't think so. Like, I am definitely gonna want these at some point, but not right now. I think we're early enough in the game that we are fine without them. So, tell me about yourself, Crafty. not sure where to start. What do you want to know? What do you do when you're not at work? I've been pretty crunched in the shop, so I don't have a lot of time outside of work. But when I'm off the clock, I like to read and paint. Maybe kick back and enjoy a meal with my buddy Cobbett sometimes stops by with food. No drag racing or anything. Pretty boring. I know a Gobbet. Wonder if they're the same person. You know a lot of Gobbets? Her teasing resolves itself into a gentle smirk. I'm sure they're one and the same. She's a good person. We're not real close, but we have a pleasant relationship. Chatting over French fries, discussing our latest reads. You know, shallow things. How do you know her? She and Isabel got me out of a tough spot. Good. Keep her by your side. Gobbet's pretty fluent in the ways of the city and people who... She knows her stuff. Stick with her, you'll find yourself in a lot of less trouble, but otherwise. You said that you paint? Just for fun. I don't make any money off of it or anything. I just find it, I don't know, relaxing. It's her art. Designed my tattoos. But that's about the extent that I get beyond the canvas. I'd like to see your paintings sometime. Some of them are around the shop. You're welcome to take a look. What do you like to read? Crafty claps her hands together and a slow smile spreads across her face. Aside from the usual, I love sitting down each morning with a tall cup of soy calf, and with the latest news stream on it. Pop it right open to the obituaries. Makes for great reading. He smiles at you for a moment, before speaking. Kidding. Well, for all you know. I tend to stray toward direct detective novels, maybe some suspense and horror. And when I'm not reading leisure, I study my textbooks, magic sharp. Sounds fun. But I'd like to ask you about something on a more serious note. Sure, what's on your mind? Is Crafty really your name? Your first name, I mean? No. Wave of nostalgia seems to pull her gaze towards the shop's front window. The name started out as a joke, actually. Back home, my mom used to call me, since the meaning is similar to my given name. I liked it because of the way it sounds. I insisted that my family call me Crafty, so it became a sort of nickname around the house. When I got older and started school in Hong Kong, I made my mom register me as Crafty, and it stuck. Looks like you found it. Not to insinuate that you're untrustworthy. She chuckles. No offense taken. It's way better than my given name, Meow. She raises her hand to prevent you from replying. Yes, like a cat. You foreigners always make that same joke, which is why I grew up disliking the name. You can see why I prefer Crafty. Your mother sounds like quite the maid. Did you study magic too? I sure did. Natural predisposition. She flexes her arm, or whatever, but Mom and I learned the craft differently. I went to a university. She was book taught. Mom was very old school. The magic wasn't as applicable to everyday situations, and it was rooted in superstitions. Still worked, and well, but only for more ritualistic ancient spells. Practical spells like rain shields and bottomless trash cans were outside of her range. Back on topic then. What else do you know about the walled city? Very little. Just that my mother spent most of her time in there. Crafty shifts her weight, leans onto the counter. Oh, it messed her up. Is there something specific you want to know? Well, what can you tell me about the city? She runs a hand through her hair, exhales. Where to begin? The walled city's always been a hell. It started as a bad place. It's still a bad place. Crime's drawn to it like a magnet, and you can't enter the city without a security guard on each elbow. But not even that will guarantee your safety, safe passage. No one famous or rich or memorable ever come from the place, and the only thing it's known for is its shitty reputation. She shrugs loosely. That's about the gist of it. Now, there's a whole library here that just so happens to be the foremost location for walled city texts. I'm sure you can. I get the feeling that your relationship with your mother was unusual. You'd better believe it. She was obsessed with the walled city. Put it before everyone. Mom ate, slept, and breathed the city. Was something fueling her obsession? Crafty shifts her gaze to a stack of books on a nearby table. Yeah, actually. Mom was convinced that something was wrong with the place, that it was cursed in some way, polluted with unnaturally bad chi. She'd visit the city under the protection of the Yellow Lotus and spend hours, sometimes days, studying it. Crafty tears her eyes away from the books and returns her gaze to you. Mother was consumed by her research. Did she ever find anything? Sure tried. Mom thought she could find a way to purify the place and to exorcise its demons. Her obsession with the walled city grew. She devoted more of her life to breaking its curse. Wish I could say she fell for, but really the rest of the world fell off hers. I'm sorry, Crafty. It must have been hard for you. It is what it is. And here I am. Crafty gives you a warm smile. Sounds like you don't believe in your mother's research. You can see Crafty study you. She exhales through her nose, and it seems as if she's considering something. I know we've just met, madam, but you have a generous ear. I don't mind discussing my mother as long as we keep the details between us. Mother's research was stupid. Just plain stupid. She wasn't stupid herself. No, Mom was very bright. But her obsession was downright unhealthy. Anyone could see that. Walled City is a toxic place, home to dark spirits and astral influence. Mom believed in a singular curse at the heart of the place. When you say toxic, what do you mean? My mother failed to change the walled city, and the time she spent inside there changed her. She grew sickly and became moody, irritable. She suffered from night terrors the rest of her life. Crafty languidly sweeps a small clump of dust off a nearby boat. It must have been difficult to watch her decline like that. She points a finger at you. It wasn't just that. The breaking point for me was her ridiculous obsession. I refused to indulge her. It drove a wedge between us. Neither of us were willing to relent. A small, bitter laugh escapes her throat. Guess we had that in common. Stubborn till the end. So, after Mom died, I turned my back on her work and left the walled city and its people to themselves. It's a toxic site beyond rehabilitation. Just do my best to ignore it. Her composure breaks for a second, and you can see Crafty shift nervously behind her. I've cried. Now that these dreams, these nightmares, are leaking out of the walled city, I wonder if I still can ignore it. We always have a choice. But not everyone's choices are weighted evenly. And I just don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening. She loosely gestures to the bookshelves all over the shop. I have my mother's journals. I have the means to try and help. It's sure to dredge up bad. Help my friends. Worth it. I don't know. I guess I have a lot to think about. She crosses her arms and wraps her fingers against her skin. Anyway, thanks for lending me that ear of yours. I've been thinking about the dreams. Can I ask you something? She nods. Go ahead. Why do you think they're affecting people outside the walled city? It's definitely strange. Until now, I always thought the dreams were nonsense. That my mother just had night terrors because of madness. She props her chin up on her right hand. But now it's really happening. Not just to me, others around Heoi. Those same psychic forces that drove Mom insane are edging into our subconscious. Lately I've been wondering if it might have been something to her cravings. Maybe. Skeptical for so long, it's almost blasphemous to consider it. Maybe Walled City's curse is real. She rubs her hand down her face, obviously frustrated. Just don't know. Well, you have the means to find out. That's true, but my mother's notes are scattered all over the shop. Most of her research is scrawled in the margins of the books that you see on the shelves and stacks all over. Clues we'd need to figure this thing out would be in any one of these volumes. There are thousands of them. I have a bad feeling about these dreams, Crafty. If there's anything we can do to get to the bottom of them, we need to take that opportunity. She sighs, straightens up. Yeah, I know what I have to do. It's just... damn. Look at them all. She tiredly looks down at the book she was reading. Guess I won't be finishing this one any soon. All right, madam. I'm going to get started. Now, right now. But it'll take time. The House of Five Phases is jammed floor to ceiling with books, and any one of them could hold invaluable information. Check in once in a while, share my findings with you. You're doing the right thing. I'll do what I can too. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks, Crafty. You around. Well, I didn't expect to get that heavy of a conversation walking in there, but I'm glad I did. Alrighty, let's go see Reliable Matthew, shall we? Smooth jazz drips up from cheap speakers on his barge. A wide array of worn-down drones litter the battered deck. Most are utility and domestic types, but a few, cordoned off from the others, are low-end security models. The salesman smiles indulgently at you, a tall, lanky human of clear Cantonese heritage. He's wearing a cheap suit and limply clutching a smelly cigarillo. He adjusts his tie with exaggerated nonchalance, languid, ostentatious, like an American casino promoter. Yeah, lots of character development in this one. Oh, I was gonna go for like a 1950s, kind of Fallout New Vegas sort of style voice for this guy.
Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to our little floating heaven. You've got a discerning look about you. What brings you to Reliable Matthew's Robot Bazaar? He's got a very ring-a-ding-ding character to himself, you know what I mean?
He taps Ash over the bulky cleaning drone beside him. Not waiting for an answer, he continues.
Perhaps you're looking for a hexacopter with a guide to Hong Kong, or a little handheld tarantula beauty to brew your tea?
Yeah, that sounds like he wants to visit his 1950s casino. Exactly. Good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm interested in your combat models. Reliable Matthew looks over his shoulder at the security drones, some heavily cannibalized in the corner of the yard. He turns back to you with a nervous smile.
Funny you should ask. I've just gotten a Doberman that I'm selling at an incredible bargain price. Shall we take a look?
Yeah, let's look at the security drones. All of them. Okay, let's see. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? So, okay, I've got a Doberman Mark II. He's also got an Assault Class 1. Control 3 data jack. Truck mule, mobile pharmacy. Stock the brim with drugs and a dart launcher. Oh, I don't have enough money for the sniper drone yet. Ooh, there's variations on the Strato 9. Okay, okay. So, definitely buying the RoboDoc. RoboDoc is one of your best early game... A thought occurs, you don't have any jerk redeems. So, jerk is not allowed in here because he gets, shall we say, a little too talkable, or talkative. But also, as an aside, he's supposed to be another one of the call-ups for commercial breaks. I just haven't implemented him yet. I do have the animation file for him, I just haven't implemented him yet. I should really get around to doing that, shouldn't I? But as I was saying, the RoboDock is always a great early game investment. Mini jerk, yes. Yeah, right? So, yes. Let's go ahead and there. Put this over here. And that confirms that.
Like the old songs say, a drone a day is a happy day.
Have you seriously been calling me beautiful?
You know it, beautiful. I hope I don't offend. I just can't help it. To me, everyone's beautiful, baby.
Okay, then.
What can I say? I can't hold back. It's just such a great world.
Incredible bargains, huh? They fall off the back of a truck?
Are you implying that they're stolen? If so, you're mistaken.
He smiles indulgently, as if you've just said something in an alien language.
This merchandise is provided only by trusted suppliers who certify the authenticity and workability of their goods. I don't furnish manufacturer's certificates, but all the providers are really top-shelf guys. Really beautiful people. Otherwise, I wouldn't carry the drones.
Do these suppliers certify the untraceability of their goods?
Absolutely.
He proudly taps the As Technology logo emblazoned on a housework model beside him.
Most of them are genuine knockoffs. Any IDs are stripped, but most would never register in the first place.
Can I be a supplier if I have a spare drone?
Well, it's a very exclusive process. You need to be a member of the community in good standing, have good references, and pass a background check.
He smiles widely. His eyes seem to twitch over you, nervously.
Or, if all you have is the drone, I can work with you.
I think I understand the situation.
Fantastic. I like to make sure all customers are thoroughly informed and feel completely comfortable with their purchases.
Alright, goodbye, Matthew. Thank you very much. He sure is a character, isn't he? Okay, let's see. End up here. Not really anywhere I can go from there. Nobody to talk to there. I don't need to see Auntie C right now. Up here. I know I want to talk to Law before I go out. Hey there, Maximum Law. Overhead, a gigantic hollow sign shines like a searchlight, screaming its message upon through the dim light. It hums and flickers, sputtering like an old engine. Fierce electrical crackles sporadically burst out of the sign's emitter, stabbing your eyes and filling your ears with static. Under the baleful glare of the sign, the rusty mini-barge's deck is stacked with electronics. Dilapidated stereos share space with crisply boxed servers. Ranks of discs and memory chips fill display cases, padlocked under plexiglass. A short human in his late 20s stands in the middle, hands on his hips, talking loudly into the air. Bulky virtual reality goggles cover his eyes. A data jack cable runs from his temple down his stained shirt to a belt load of clearly home-built computer hardware. No, I'm telling you. His voice is shrill, clipped. Nobody uses KM3s. Okay, no, this one I will get the nerd voice. Like, nobody. They're shit. I don't care what Deng says. If Shiwase SRP uses KM3s, they're stupid. Hey, flesh is rolling up. I gotta go. He turns to face you, goggles blank and enigmatic, blinking with tiny lights and wrapped in duct tape. He points at your PDA. I ripped that PDA. You work for Kindly. His lips work impatiently. Yo, what do you want? You provided the PDA? Tell me about it. It was a Fuji Azure Star 3. They use a Scarab chip, which is good, but the motherboard is wet noodles and sprouts. I pulled out the trackers and installed encryption. Now it runs the Wampum virtual network. Corps and cops can't crack it, can't track it. Nice work. He shrugs dismissively. It's what we do. This is Law's Technology Palace, satellite territory of Wampoa.
You step on the boat, you're in sovereign state. I represent Wampoa here. I'm maximum law.
He draws himself up proudly, setting his hands on his hips.
The maximum law. Yo. You got a tap problem? Boom, I solve it. You need software? Boom, done. But don't waste my time. So, you got any business in Wampoa right now? If not, keep moving.
I found this while poking around in the walled city. Worth anything? He scans the chip's casing in a handheld optical reader.
Yo, that shit is banned. Lift off some Yellow Lotus? They traffic this stuff. Delimited sim chips. Full sensory experience. You looking for a buyer? I can make it happen. How's 120 million sound?
Sure, take it. I hope it finds a good home.
Well, yeah, I'll sample it first. But these Cal Hots can send you for a trip. Don't worry, I can handle my sims.
That is an amazingly ostentatious holosign you've got.
Yo,
Maximum Law looks up at his gigantic blue-white letters with deep satisfaction.
it's pretty boss.
It must cost you a small fortune in electricity.
Whatever, I'm not paying for it. Half of Heoi gets its juice from a pirate tapping to a big Mitsuhama DC cable under the river. Mitsuhama's like,
His voice winds up in a mocking whine.
oh, let's run 2 million volts from the cold fusion plant to the island under the river. Those slum monkeys can't tap an underwater cable. Idiots. You know who built that tap? The tap that pulls electricity off the cable? Wampoa. You know whose barge holds the transformer? Mine.
Maximum Law thrusts his fist high in the air in silent victory.
Cheap power for all, and a whole lot of extra for me. Behold the lighthouse of Boom.
So why are you wearing VR goggles right now?
It's not VR, it's AR, augmented reality. We're pioneering it. Little cameras, matrix overlay. I can support a 3-dimensional HUD and sub windows with live multiple feeds. I got a command shell open right now that worked with like 5 other guys.
Law taps his goggles.
Wave of the future.
Sounds interesting. I'm going to be very polite with this gentleman.
It is.
Law says it with supreme confidence, a statement of perfect fact. It does look like you've got some dangerously exposed wires over there, though.
Yo, what are you, my mother?
Law regards you with skeptical disgust.
Those wires are fine where they are, high and dry. They're only a problem for someone who does something stupid. I'm running a high bandwidth tech operation. Do I look like I have time to tape copper and sip tea? No, I don't.
Law wraps his knuckles fiercely on a clear-topped case full of buses, cables, and cable harnesses.
These are the only wires that you need to think about.
Tell me about Wampoa.
But pretty much the best, yo. What do you want to know?
Law folds his arms impatiently, as if he's irritated by your request, but he can't quite stifle a proud grin. Just tell me about the tribe generally. Who are you guys? Law smirks.
You really are new to Kong, aren't you? We're the Neo Matrix Collective. We run the Hong Kong Data Haven and Kong Shadow Nets. We are the Kong Shadow Nets. Outside the corporate nets is the rest of the Kong. And in those shadows, you'll find threads of golden light, like a vast spider web that carry information. These golden threads and that web is Wampoa.
Law gives a curt, virile nod.
My buddy Red Storm wrote that. Pretty wicked, eh? Anyway, we're bleeding edge on the path to the singularity. We're doing things no one else is doing, anyway. Except, well, maybe Denver or Tokyo. Our homeland is the Matrix, and we're building a society of truth and expertise and information.
Yeah, I've heard that from tech bros before, Law, but, You seem very outspoken, less modest than many Hong Kongers. Is that tribal?
I am more outspoken, yo. I don't need the meat space rituals. Modesty is inefficient.
He shrugs dismissively.
Is that a Wampoan thing? For those of us who are maybe most dialed, maybe. Post-cultural.
Law sweeps his hand around, gesturing at the surroundings.
I don't see any of this meat space. Our meat space headquarters is a big 20th century ship that's totally awesome. Whatever, it's just meat space. Wampoa is bleeding edge on the path to becoming the singularity, and in the singularity, there's gonna be nothing but straight up truth.
Law punches his fist down at the ground, striking a majestic pose like a Tridio barbarian.
Boom. Truth.
What's a Wampoan doing on Kindly's turf, then? Are you a liaison?
What am I doing here?
Law seems shocked at the question.
I'm an ambassador. I brokered Wampoa's services to Heoi. Emissaries like me are all over the Kong, tying it together like an invisible network.
Oh boy, the singularity rolls. Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, in the Shadowrun universe, it is slightly more likely, shall we say, for lore reasons that I won't get into too deeply here, but and throwing your truth around way too much. Yeah, that's honestly the part that bothers me more. Does Wampoa provide any technical services for Hong Kong's port?
Sure we do. We run pirate networks. Our services are way more than most ordinary people want, though. You can get prepaid bandwidth with a corporate carrier for fractions of a million, but you're selling your soul. They monitor it. If you want to operate unmonitored by corporate algorithms, you gotta fly through the Wampoa network. It's the only place to be.
So, you work with Kindly, doing tech for the Yellow Lotus?
Well, I do some work directly with Kindly, but my focus is more at the street level. We're all part of a big machine, each piece playing its critical role.
As is so with any highly evolved machine.
Exactly. That's why nobody messes with Wampoa. Boom.
This seems mean. I'll go ahead and ask about something else.
Hey, do I look like I'm stopping you?
I understand someone's killing your elders. His face goes grim. A red light blinks on the VR goggles. A lens wears quietly, focusing in on you. He grinds his teeth audibly, radiating nervousness and intensity.
Yeah, shit's crazy. Full on medieval. I can't talk about it. It's tribal matter. Controlled information, right? We're gonna solve it. That's all the outsiders need to know.
Actually, oh, hello?
Mom, have you seen Mr. Grumbles?
No, sweetie, where'd you lose track of her?
Can you help me find her?
Sure thing. Give me just a second. I'm gonna try and wrap this up real quick. Oh, we started laundry earlier, which means if the dryer's already running, then she's probably hanging out over there. Actually, I've been contracted to help the elders stop the murders.
Wow, really? We're pulling in outsiders?
He shakes his head in disbelief.
Well, I should have seen that coming. What the hell are you doing here? Go to the garden and help stop that shit. Then come back and tell me what's going on. Everybody's guessing. The elders are being quiet. And the rumor hub is going crazy. Outsiders don't understand us. Maybe you can, if you're really smart. We're in a whole different world than most people. Like, I'm seeing 3 streaming videos and live network stats in my goggles right now.
Sir, that just sounds like ADHD. Like, that's not meant as an insult, but I'm just saying, you know,
Time's wasted, madam.
Law kicks one of the bins at his feet. The sea of electronic parts within it rattle loudly.
You gonna buy something?
Alright, sure. Show me what you got before I head out. Okay, so I need to know what Isabel has before I really dig deep into that. Alright, see you later, Lol.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I am gonna go help McFarlane I'm gonna go help the Toral find his skunk, and we'll be right back, alright? No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is how bad I am with names. I get the 2 boys' names swapped half the time. They're both very outdoorsy, you know? Anyway, yeah, I was right the first time, McFarlane, and then I get second-guessed myself. Oof. Listen, raising 5 kids at once is brain zapping. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go help McFarlane find his skunk. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We're gonna run a commercial while we're away, so stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff, and I will see you all on the other side. Okay, buddy. So, did you check for the dryer? Not there, huh? Okay. On a mission. We've got one more segment left in today's gameplay, so I suppose we really should get to a mission at some point. Although, we do still have a couple of people we haven't talked to yet. Oh, I love your matching eyes. Frederick Kaffei. Like most troll bouncers, this man is knotted with muscles, but absent are the myriad scars that come with age or indiscretion. His only blemishes are the bony skin growths common to his kind, and a single deep scar around his neck and collarbone. What kind of voice do I want to give this guy? Since he's got a throat scar, let's see.
Hey, you watch yourself in here, or else we check your aerodynamics.
How do you mean?
Anyone causes trouble, I see how far I can throw them. No fighting, no killing, no sex trade.
He lifts an arm, flexing. His muscles jump out like a mass of serpents and steel cabling. His arm is easily as thick as most humans' waists.
I don't mess around.
Alright, fair enough. Thought that was going to be a longer conversation. Oh, I cannot wait until I get full motion capture because I just started bopping. There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of the Club 88. Weathered. It's as if the man has been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Ooh, I'm starting to run out of voices. Let's see. Business suit. Well-kept hair. Has some age on him.
Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade.
I can respect that. I'm Madam.
I'm Henry Kaffei. I suppose I own the place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. If you're looking for farmers, speak to my son Callum. And if you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick. Briefly.
And what would I speak to you about?
Nothing. I just steer the ship.
Wait, what ship?
There's always a ship.
Alright, I'll leave you be then. I mean, I suppose I would speak to him if I wanted, like a drink or something. Callum Kaffei, better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high-functioning.
Have a drink, friend. Have two. Maybe something else to chase today?
Not while I'm on the job.
You should have my job then. I'm a prince of Club 88. Chosen, you might say.
You part of the family that owns this place then?
You are a shrewd one, friend. I am the heir apparent, and my birthright? To battle kins to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down?
Okay, let's see what you have. Okay. I note the menu, but I'm good for right now. Thank you. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? I'm usually beyond helping, but what can you offer? Guns, or a swift kick out the door if you mess with me or mine. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our 2 boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What have you got for sale? Firearms from all over the world, from Ares to Walther and everything in between. You in the market? Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, plenty of handguns. Ooh, can't afford those, but be back for those at some point, I'm sure. Oh, very nice, very nice. Ooh, flashbangs are always good. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and take 2 of those. For now, we'll be back for something more intense later. What can... come back anytime. Anything else you need? What can you tell me about Heoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Heoi. We're under Kindly Cheng's umbrella, and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members, and they don't own us. Heoi is a crossroads, where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Her mind speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families have rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families, like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Heoi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it is better to work with us than against us, and now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Now, are you looking to buy? Maybe another time. Very well. No, goodbye. Well, I guess that's that. I guess we have spoken to everyone in the area. I'm gonna check up here, because there was the surgeon up in Chrome Alley. Spider Shen, there he is. Despite the wind and rain pelting Heoi, the proprietor of this stall, a monk judging by their outfit, is unconcerned. The monk's expression is indifferent, though hardly placid or serene. Muscles are show as tightly wound metal bands beneath the skin, ready to snap in any direction without warning. What's more, the monk's robes are anything but ordinary. Certainly silk makes up the base outfit, but it's paired with high-impact ballistic armor, heavy-duty boots, and a bandolier of throwing knives. The table in front of you is arrayed with a wide variety of melee weapons, charms, jade pendants, and other mystical accoutrements. Beneath an awning, and in the rear are rows upon rows of cages, each housing a variety of exotic reptile or insect. These in turn are flanked by jars and boxes of Chinese herbs, incense, powders, and inks. The monk spares you only the shortest of glances as you approach. I am Monk Shen. Most people in Heoi call me Spider Shen, on account of the spiders back there. They're not local, not by a long shot. It's definitely a statement, not a question. What tipped you off? Shen smirks crookedly, 2 teeth peeking out from between thin lips. Body language. You're not afraid to look at me in the eye, for one. For another, your clothes. Not in fashion here in Hong Kong. Swords, knives, clubs. I sell it all. I make most of these, but if I can't, I've got friends who can. If you need incense or salves for medication or meditation, then they can sell those too. And if your joint ache, I can give you acupuncture. Shen places both palms on the table, leaning over it towards you with a wicked grin. So, what can I show you? You're a monk and a weapons dealer? Shen slowly raises an eyebrow, arms folded. Yeah. Where else would the ancient masters have gotten their legendary swords and spears? Down at the mall? I was at Wudong Mountain for 15 years before coming back to Hong Kong. I've been practicing Xingyi Chuan my entire life. That's how I learned the herbs, as well as the forms. It just so happens I'm good in the forge, too. That's why what you buy here is better than most other people's. So why become a weapons dealer out here? I was a runaway, a street orphan in Aberdeen. One day an old man who called himself Woe offered to take me in. Me make something of myself, as long as I worked hard. Nothing in this life is free, my friend. Not even Grandfather Woe's help. So I work for him now. Sounds like he was part of a triad. Turns out. Thank you very much for the hydration, Osiris. Thank you. Gotta get back pop out of there. Shin's eyes roll at this. Obviously. You think I'm in Kindly's little haven for no good reason? She and Grandfather Will were on good terms. On good terms even. Don't get in her way. I pay a cut to her, and everyone's happy. And well, because I solve problems for him. Shin raises a balled fist, which suddenly bursts into blue flame. After a moment, it gutters and goes out. Remember that. Anyone ever gives you something for free. In Heoi, you pay it back with money or blood. You pay it back regardless. What's Shin Yi Chuan? Shin strikes up sudden pose, body low, one fist against a hip while the other is extended in an open palm. The 5-element fist style. Water grows wood, which burns to become fire. Fire creates ashen earth, which condenses into metal, etc. The forms cycle the 5 elements, and opposing elements block each other. A water fist will break a wooden defense, but a water block will extinguish fire. Should one use a water interception on a metal fist, however, water will be smashed apart. Correct? Simple. Powerful. Not so elegant as Ba Chi Chuan or Tai Chi, but much more powerful. Shin puts a tarp away from a nearby lump, or pulls a tarp away from a nearby lump. The object beneath the tarp is revealed as the door to an Ares City Master armored personnel carrier. It's been caved inward by a massive amount of force, and in the dead center of the door is an indentation into which Shin's fist would fit perfectly. Power comes from focus. Focus comes from practice and meditation. Shin Yi Chuan produces more power than most other forms of Kung Fu. Applies it in a highly focused way. Technically he should say wushu there, but yeah, I'll allow it. He's speaking to a foreigner who wouldn't know any better. So why are your weapons special? Because I take greater care with them, and I've studied the ancient texts. Anyone can make an excellent carbide steel blade, but I can make the carbide blade burst into flames, and make it sing with joy in combat. Anyone can make steel. Not anyone can awake its soul. Can I see one of the blades you've awoken? Shin waves a hand at your dismissal. No, of course not. Swords like that have to be custom ordered. Only when someone cancels an order do I have one just lying around, and believe me, they get snatched up quick. Alright, I get the picture. Let's talk about something else then. Okay, what do you want to know? You sell snakes and spiders too? Shin shakes a finger at you, eyes narrowed. No. They're mine. I can sell you the things I craft with my hands, the things I can do, but the medicines and poisons I make secret. Want those? You apprentice to me. In 5 years, maybe I show you how to make a poultice, eh? They're that secret? Of course they're secret. These are what set me apart from the rest of the street dealers in Heoi. You want crème or bliss? A 2-bit triad punk can make you that for you. I can realign your chi. Set your yin and yang in balance. Or set somebody else's out of balance with drops. To master my skills, you need to learn for years. It's not just following a formula. If you want to learn, you need patience. If you try to learn without patience, you do ape the masters. Shin snaps 2 fingers and points at the cages. You have to understand them to truly learn. Otherwise, you never become a master. Might as well get a skill soft. Alright, thank you very much then. That's all for now. Okay, so that was not, in fact, the cyber surgeon I was looking for. Wonder where he could be. There's that guy. There's the old men. The magic shop. our ship up there. Okay, well, I know that there's at least one other place I was specifically told. Maybe it's over here? Maybe I just didn't go very far? Oh, right. A massive steel security door is set into the bunker-like concrete wall. There is no sign or identification of what this place is. The battered intercom is encased in a cage of welded steel and armored glass. Raining letters are barely readable on the screen. Chrome Alley, medical services and mechanical repair. Premises protected by deadly weapons and infectious diseases. We're gonna go ahead and press the buzzer. There's a crackle of static, and a brusque voice answers.
What do you want?
The voice's Cantonese is precise, but the accent sounds American. Is this a medical clinic?
No, it's a chicken factory. What do you want?
I need a cyber doc.
Yeah, that's me. But listen, lady, I don't know you. I don't like people I don't know. Who sent you?
I'm friends with Isabel and Gobbet.
Yeah, those two dragged some real prizes out of the river. You get Nightjar to vouch for you. I'll consider giving you the time of day. Got it.
Oh, Nightjar is dead. There's a long silence on the intercom.
Crying shame if that's true. And I saw that one coming. So, you just washed up with Isabel and Gobbet. Huh? You know what that tells me? You're here today, you'll be gone tomorrow. I'll keep my distance, thank you.
Kindly will vouch for me.
Yeah? You just idle your engine there for a minute and I'll check on that.
There's a long silence on the intercom. The door gives several heavy metallic clicks. There's a dull rumble, like heavy bolts sliding back. A green light flashes on the terminal. The door appears to be unlocked. You can now enter the clinic. The clinic looks like it's just hosted a party. Spindly, mechanical arms swing from unobtrusive wall mounts, pulling down crepe paper ribbons and scooping food platters and empty beer bottles into biohazard bags. A severely crippled Caucasian man sits in a wheelchair amidst the maelstrom of mess and robotics. He's in his 40s. Thick beard, tungsten earrings, beer belly, one cyber eye. Both his legs are missing, one at the hip, one at the knee. He has only one arm. Only 3 fingers remain on his surviving hand. His face and arms show the scars of reconstructive surgery. He grins widely at you, regarding you with bloodshot eyes. He's clearly hungover.
Hey, I'm Ambrose.
He shouts cheerfully in English, his words piling together in a loose Midwestern accent.
They call me Ten Arms. Welcome to the call, fellow UCASian.
He chuckles, his chest shaking with mirth. A Waldo arm springs to life and swings over to him. Its menacing metal pincer momentarily sets a cigarette between his lips, just long enough for him to inhale from it.
Kindly says you're all right. What can I do for you?
Your front door could stop a bulldozer. Why so fortified?
You kidding? Have you any idea how much all the stuff in here is worth? This is a high capital operation, and life's dangerous for a guy missing most of his members, dueling up with smugglers and criminals. Let me tell you what, though. If someone busts in here, they're gonna be in for a world of hurt.
Ambrose chuckles evilly.
There's a lot more than pipes and wires up in the false ceiling, and I got Kindly's crew and the Club 88 boys on the panic button. They know which side their bread is chromed on. What, you think of trying to knock me over?
He laughs uproariously, but it's not clear if he's kidding. You're a doctor, then?
Sure I am. Rigger doctor. A rockter.
Ambrose bursts into laughter, then stops and clutches his head.
Oh man, I cannot laugh hard today. Too much partying last night. It hurts. Look, I'm not board certified, but don't worry, I should be. I'm full-on skilled, my work's Yellow Lotus guaranteed, and precisely in accordance with World Medical Association standards. Everybody in Heoi comes to me, because I'm the only option.
Yeah, Ambrose chuckles delightedly. Very well, Rockter.
Right on. Let's get you tricked out, unless you just want the bullshit, which I'm down for too.
What do you do here?
What do I do? Tune-ups and engine rebuilds on your ass. I do it all. First aid, second aid, surgery, cybernetics, obstetrics, euthanasia. I'm your one-stop shop for health and beauty. Well, maybe not beauty.
Can you install me with some combat wear?
You know it. You got the coin and the essence, I'll trick you out like a bulldozer with ground effects and a turret. I got it all. Bionic limbs, wired reflexes, decker wear, blood filters, synthetic muscle, bone lacing, greased bearings, ground effects, tight bolts. Full range of Crew O'Malley's services is something that we like to keep beneath the HKPF's radar.
Ambrose winks. What sort of mechanical services do you offer?
Nothing you'd be interested in. Right now, I'm mostly doing engine mechanics and electrician stuff. I send Maximum Law and Reliable Matthew any work they can handle. It's really just a hobby and service to the community. I make my nut with the clinic.
He looks fondly over at the massive, partially assembled V8 engine, occupying part of the operating theater.
That beauty's gonna be a goddess when I'm done with her.
Alright, let's talk about something else then.
Sure thing. I don't mind if I can keep cleaning up while we talk to you, because I'm gonna.
Ambrose bursts into laughter at his own joke. The spindly robotic arms around you redouble their sweeping and wiping. Show me your services.
Sure thing. Tune up or spare parts?
Cyberware. Let's take a look. So, obviously we've got our headwear. I do appreciate that they have a separate brain slot in this one. Plus we've got multiple layers in body and skin. Right arm also has room for a cyber weapon. Very cool. We don't have money for anything right now. We could swap over to an eye-based data jack instead of the head-based one. But we'll have to wait around to see what else he gets in stock. Cyber weapons would not go amiss here because of the fact that we are using a lot of drones in this, but I did end up with a space for a normal weapon last time as well. Alright.
Come back to the garage soon, eh?
Goodbye, Ambrose. Time for me to head out.
Cheers, madam. Talk to you later.
The electro furnace room has been built out as a medical clinic and a machine shop. The air is alive with the rumble of the furnaces and the hum of cooling fans. It is sweltering. The front area is more like a homey coffee house than a clinic lobby. Comfortable old furniture, used digipads, coloring books. The wall opposite the boilers is cluttered with a mixture of photos and prints. Local artists' work, images of military vehicles, off-road racing, Rip Goldberg machines, personal photos, old-time Chicago gangsters, Desert Wars Motorized Combat Division. Inspect the personal photos. Pictures are mostly of Heoi residents, holidays and parties. Unarmed Ambrose is in many of them. The vast scope of photos suggests that Ambrose must be acquainted with almost everyone in Heoi. And the clinic space. The work area looks more like a machine shop than a medical theater. A roboticized operating table and a hydraulic lift supporting the partly disassembled V8 engine occupy places of equal importance against the north and south walls. Prosthetic limbs are racked overhead. Like machine parts, a heavy lift hoist is clamped to an I-beam. An impressive home-built computer sits against the far wall. Several bulkier towers sit under the desk, fans whirring. It looks more like a sysadmin server station than a doctor's terminal. The floors are scuffed concrete, stained with grease and old blood. Faint odors of ammonia, gasoline, and antiseptic mingle in the air. A large sign at the back wall says, "Sanitary space, no spitting." Fair enough, though. To take a look at the computer if he doesn't mind. The impressive home-built computer is running multiple large memory units and processors. Chilled air from its active cooling system washes over you. The whir of fans. Thin fiber optic cable runs across the floor to Ambrose in his chair. The wall behind the computer are miscellaneous decorations, notes, and photographs. 2 items stand out. Large dry erase calendar, corkboard plastered with print. Let's take a look at the cork. News clippings and BBS posts that have been printed, carefully snipped, and pinned in place. Most are less than a year old. They're intermixed with grainy photographs of what looks like a devastated city, Chicago. The news articles describe the outbreak of a virulent version of the Vitus plague in the city, and the subsequent quarantine of a zone containing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people. The newest items are plain text bulletin board postings printed out. The very fact that they're from so crude a site is strange. Very few Matrix sites are so plain. Yeah, we're gonna go with academic. Takes a moment, then a similar set of described conditions comes to mind. The 900 Days by Harrison Salisbury. Detailed Russian account of the 20th century Nazi siege of Leningrad, Russia. Files smuggled out from within the containment zone. They describe a cover-up, the detonation of a small nuclear weapon, and the catastrophic release of insect spirits in the city. The current conditions, as reported by drones and escapees, are horrific. Postings are from simple bulletin board system, such as would usually be used only when bandwidth is at a premium, where data has to be sent long distances, like thousands of kilometers. You can pick out some recurring statements that seem to refer to the venue. BBS, Shadowland, primary moderator. It's like someone named Captain Chaos. Postings are probably from the North American Dark Matrix site that operates out of the Denver Data Haven, so-called Shadowland, the Shadowland, supposedly the global mothership, Matrix Havens for runners. Turn your attention to the wall as a whole. Look at the calendar. The dry erase calendar is cluttered with a relentless storm of commitments, written in cramped, sloppy Hanzi. Most appear to be medical appointments for patients, followed by a busy list of social engagements. Closer scrutiny reveals others. Basic mechanics class on Wednesday nights. Basic computer coding Sunday afternoons. Before both of these, inked in red marker is prepare your lesson plan, you stupid idiot. Holidays, big combat auto races, birthdays, even every Sunday until 4 p.m. is simply labeled engine. Only 5 hours a night are allocated to sleep, but large swaths of time are conspicuously labeled hangover. Look away. Ambrose is a fun guy. Alrighty, folks. So we're currently at 3.5 hours. I've only got about 15 minutes until my next commercial break anyway. And I don't know how much more steam I've got in me. So let's take a look at my karma real quick. Okay, we've already spent up to the limit we currently have on this. So I'm going to leave that as it is right now. I guess I could pick up a new etiquette of Shadowrunner if I really wanted to. But I think I'm going to leave that for now. Let's head back over to the Just Chatting screen. Oh, wait. I'm going to save before we do that. And I will find a place to send all of you lovely people off to. How about that? Whew. So, I am definitely having a fun voicing so many people in this game, but it is a bit of a stretch on my voice sometimes, so you can probably hear how tired my voice is at this point. But I still want to say thank you very much for stopping by, Weary Travelers, and especially thank you to any lurkers from Toxan or Pixie's streams. I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you stayed with me. And I hope you've enjoyed today's stream, everybody. I'll be back on Tuesday, May 19th with a Hightail stream. For more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I have been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and if you need to prop your feet up, oh, thank you very much for the coin toss, Osiris. If you need to prop your feet up for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. So let's take a look at the menu and see who's online right now. Oh, okay. Only a few choices today. I'm probably ending my stream just before everybody else is starting up theirs. for right now, let's check in on what Miss Little Appleseed is doing. It's been a long time since we rated her. Looks like she's playing Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. Okay, she's been going for about an hour and a half, so yeah, we are in good area there. Let's go ahead, raid on over there. So, ta-ta for now. Thank you very much for being with me today, folks, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Bye, 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 bye!